Welcome back, everybody, to Tabletop Notch,
Hello.
the 50th episode. Yeah! And for a 50th episode surprise, welcome back to the table, Avery and Chris.
Let's go.
Surprise-o guesto. I realized we didn't even say anything
No,
last
you
week.
were sneaky.
I know.
You were
I
so
know.
sneaky about it.
We're just
as
easy
we-
to overlook.
Oh no!
Never.
Why would you say this? So
Self-burn. 50th episode self-burn. Yes, so as we return to town, we have some new adventures joining the fold, and we'll get more details about that.
You said we make it to town.
You promised. Yes, but I didn't say you'd make it out of town.
fuck.
So we have a very exciting episode tonight. It's time to return to town and see what's been going on since last we left. Reconnect with some old friends. See if all our shit's still there. And yeah. So before we get into the episode itself, of course, we always have a few things to announce. So where should we start? We should start with whatever's going on over here.
Welcome to the mid-centennial 50th episode of twitch.tv/tabletopnotch Sunday nights live.
Really good.
You are here, and I didn't miss a drop of that.
No, you didn't.
That was impressive.
Thanks for hanging. Thanks for 520 level 4 already.
Wayne.
Can you get to our level? Can you get to level 7 like we are? No promises. But there are other ways to watch and listen. Tuesdays, there's a podcast. When you go a few more days, you'll get to Friday when there's a podcast. YouTube.com/tabletopnotch. But if you're a Patreon subscriber or a YouTube member, you get early access to things like that. You get uncut episodes of Jaggerheart. You get behind-the-scenes Rolly viddies, uncut. All sorts of things. You get Notch and Sodas. So we, especially
I really, truly regret.
that's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
There's a cut and there's an uncut version. Anyway, 520. Thank you for everyone who got us.
Thank
to
you
that
for
next
derailing
one.
Anthony
Yes,
straight up.
level 5 complete. But yes, hang out with us between Sundays, please.
Speaking of between Sundays, please follow us on social media. All of them. We're on all of them. The evil ones, the middling ones. Please follow us. Like and share our videos. It really helps. Maybe you guys found us because you saw a funny little clip that Jordan brilliantly edited together.
Yeah.
So do that for somebody else by, hyping us up. We love that. Speaking of other stuff we love, we got merch. We love merch. You love merch too. You want your grubby little mitts on the merch. So
Merch hands.
Your little merch hands, absolutely covered in merch. So get in there, get some merch. It's wearable, drinkable. Yeah, there we go. See, everybody is modeling it.
The whole team here.
Yeah, table full of merch. Have your table be full of merch as well.
Speaking of social media as well, Chris and Avery will be with us for a few episodes here. They'll have a little arc with us here, and in doing so, they decided to go into the dangers of the roll zone. Roll zone's a treacherous place, so if you want to see the full results of the roll zone,
The roll zone was
those will be
not
on-
kind. Was not kind.
So
It wasn't a
rarely-
disaster,
If anybody
but
comes
it
into
was.
Twitch chat and goes, "What's with these stats?" You know what to tell them.
Yeah.
Well, why'd you choose to make a bad character?
Yeah, we'll probably post the full version on Patreon in the next coming days, so we don't spoil it for people who watch not the stream. And then we'll do quick little recaps on social media if you're not following us in one of those things. So
If you want
always good.
quick little recaps on things that aren't on social media, you can go to discord.gg/tabletopnotch and look at the recaps of the episodes.
It was pretty good. It was good.
Thank you guys.
Very nice. The support is real.
Yeah, amazing. You know it. I know it. Be there, be square. Discord. It's great.
Be there and be square.
Be there, be square.
Did it cake out though?
It might cake out.
Also, you gave up on Disky so fucking fast.
I think you know.
I like Disky. A little bit ago, someone said something about, I don't know, in the thing, I was going to talk about Disky. Never mind. It was fine.
You okay?
Yeah. I had a whole bit planned and then it didn't have pen. Disky's not gone, is what I'm saying.
Bit.ly/tabletopnotch is where you
Hell,
can find our.
We have that.
Oh, no, Bit.ly?
Do we have that? We
Is
have a
that not a
QR
link
code.
tree?
Is it? I think it's just tabletopnotch.net now.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what our bit.lys are anymore. I don't think we do custom ones. Anyway, I don't know.
Our QR code is square blank.
Square, blank, square, black square, white square.
It brings you to the YouTube channel.
Oh,
bit.ly/tabletopnotch.
Not the
kinda-
Disky, but you can find Disky through the YouTube. Doesn't matter.
Go into the YouTube comments, ask where the Disky is, and they'll show you.
Yeah.
Level 7 wipe tway.
Oh!
Roll for HP.
Wait,
Roll
Yeah,
for
chat
HP.
can roll for HP now
I always
because
see
you've
that.
reached level 7.
What?
Oh, no. Yes.
Oh, you're on
It's actually
tonight.
level 6, and level 7 is filling.
Oh my god.
Thank you, everyone. But thank you.
Oh my gosh, we're so close.
We also, so for our Patreon, Matt just made the amazing
Yes. Oh,
homebrew PDF Snake in the Grass. If you watched that on the show where we had little ping pong balls, that's where Morna did the awesome dunk on her first attempt.
Whoa.
But Matt made some awesome adjustments to it that not only kind of turned it into a cute little drinking game, if you but also ways to like build the map as you play it. Like there's different ways to play the game that are a little more accessible than just he painstakingly glued a bunch of shot glasses onto a glass.
Yeah, so more games. If you like games, check out our Patreon little guide. Yes, there's tavern style and casino style.
really
and
want
we
to
played
play
casino style on stream. There's tavern style Snake in the Grass as well.
Yeah, I really
You
It
mad
requires
penis.
less of a
we-
bajillion glasses.
Can we do that during a Notch and Soda or something? Like
Yeah,
a
we could
tavern
do
style
tavern style.
throughout?
Go ahead, you build it. Go ahead, build it. Do it.
You build it as you play. That's the tavern style.
I need to read the
That's-
PDF.
And then Notch and Soda is gonna take place after episode 52 of
Nice.
Brunkhollow. That's the next 4 episode stretch.
Sick.
No, I just couldn't remember when the last one.
Oh, yeah.
48.
Yeah. Multiples of 4. We've at least kept it on that schedule, which is really nice. And then I think that's it.
Okay.
Did you guys anything you want to share?
Yeah, plugs.
Our foster cat
Chronicles.
Been there for a long time.
is officially up for adoption.
Oh, hell yeah.
She's gone
Yay.
through all of her medical stuff. She is
Yay.
been deemed surprisingly robust.
Yeah.
She's a
Says
hardy
that on the
girl.
form?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what the vet's note was. Hardy cat.
Especially at its
That's the feed I took.
Bold,
Hardy robust.
bold personality.
High constitution on that cat. So
Yeah.
she's doing really well, and she is up for adoption now. So
Yeah. Took her in for dental on Friday. She has a shockingly clean mouth. It turns out. So
That's the feed
It's
I
I should have
I don't
taken
trust.
that.
I don't trust these doctors.
shockingly clean mouth.
What's that?
Robust.
What's that Brooklyn Nine-Nine joke where he's like talking about the dogs and he's like bold personality? You know what that means? She's a real bitch.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's amazing. Very happy to hear about the cat. We love
that'll
that.
probably be our update every week. It's just she remains available for
fun.
adoption.
if you want a cat
With a clean
Join the
mouth.
Disky.
with a clean bill of health,
Join the disc. Yeah.
join the Disky.
Go to YouTube, ask about the Disney, and go to the Disney, ask about the cat.
Ask, what is this?
What is this?
Okay.
Use discount code Disky for half off the adoption fee.
Oh, you guys are killing me. Okay, I'm gonna start thanking people. Here we go. True God of Death, subscribe. Nice progress at 62 bits. What's wrong with you? Let me get 69 bits. What's going on?
Someone put 7 bits on that.
Someone put some bits on that. 62. Keldrove every subscribed. Redbird resubscribed. Little Rascal did 30 bits. Wolves resubscribed. Jimmy Crow resubscribed. Nice McGraw 200 bits. Armor Crocodile resubscribed. Armor Crocodile gave 2 community subs. Sabelsky resubscribed. Little Rascal another community sub. Glowing Forever resubscribed. Little Rascal 5 community subs. Chunky Dunk 100 bits. Little Rascal 30 bits. Nice McGraw gifted a sub. Little Rascal 10 community subs. Beard acknowledged 10 community subs. Little Rascal 10 community subs.
And we're not at a 7.
We have now hit it.
I was gonna say.
There we go.
Now chat can roll for
Snatch
HP.
5 bits. You can't sit with us. 100 bits. Low Risk Guy another sub. Low Risk Guy 30 bits. Captain Coral 5.
gosh.
Resubscribe. Oh my God. Low Risk Guy 10,000 bits.
Whoa.
Thank you so much. We're level 8 now.
Oh,
That's incredible.
All right.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
guys. You are awesome. Low Risk Guy, you are.
You guys are off the chain.
Incredible, guys.
And you know who else is off the chain? The party who's no longer in prison. You guys are off. You guys are really off.
Thank God.
Wild.
Thank you guys so much. We really, really appreciate it. It means the world to us. But it is time to get into it. So we're going to throw it over to the recap and then the intro, and then we will dive in to the 50th chapter of Brunkhollow. Returning on the 50th chapter. Very appropriate. Yeah. All right, everybody, let's do it.
Oh gosh.
Oh. Previously, on chapter 49, Good Nightingale and Good Luck. The Tyruns took the Warden on a trip down a memory lane of malfeasance, describing almost every questionable interaction they'd had since arriving at the prison. And at the end of it all, they received their compensation just before things went topsy-turvy. TC's electrocution had set off a massive chain reaction of magnetism that was rattling the very foundations of the fort. And using the chaos as cover, he and Annabel scampered into the Menk, where the demi-hag was ready to reclaim her power and open several rifts to teleport herself and her fellow inmates away. One breach was left behind for TC and Annabel to make their escape, but they hadn't gotten the information that they came for, so they knew they'd have to find her again out in the wilds, and their leads were limited to only what they'd caught a glimpse of when the rift was briefly opened. Does anyone in town know where that preacher might have washed up after they tossed his body into the river? And with a bottle of bat droppings in hand, is today the day Illien finally breaks through to Maeve? Stick around and find out in Chapter 50 of Brunkhollow. Okay.
Okay.
So the Great Riverside Axebeak ambush wasn't the heroic rescue that you maybe hoped it would be. It still feels pretty good to be swinging a sword without a chain dangling between your wrists.
Oh.
And it's nice to have someone thank you for your efforts that didn't immediately turn around and order you back into a cell. The cooling spray along the riverbank balanced out the physical exertion nicely. And now that you're back at the pass, it's a little sticky and humid, but not unpleasantly so. It's only another 100 feet or so before you spot the thing that you had your eyes peeled for before you were distracted by Bodhi's hysteria. The twin stone trail markers on the south side, one much taller than the other, but both jutting up from the ground like kind of elongated rectangles. Peeling off to the south from here puts you on course to reconnect with Heron Lake, where if your luck holds at all, you'll hopefully find an old key obscured in the lake bed, and not an old friend riddled with crossbow bolts. As you're passing by another group of chatty miners, you hear some familiar names and places pop up in conversation that really solidify the feeling that you're heading back to familiar ground. You hear someone lamenting about how the Sampson brothers raised their prices on Girlon urine, and another comment on how they wish the music box had a better variety of brews. It's comforting now, but it also makes you wonder what else may have changed in the days that you were absent. So you're still moving along Detention Pass here, people moving by, and you've, like, up on your left another 10-20 feet is that sort of duo stone cairn there that signifies that sort of deviation from the trail.
All right, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Approaching this Heron Lake here. Do we think Romo's gonna try to pick us off?
If he's there, then yes.
Okay.
But I have to stay saying this, Doxley. We can't kill him, or like I need his help with things, whether I like it or not. So if he's there, I guess we just have to get the fuck out, because we don't have armor or weapons or anything, and hope Niall's okay. But if not, hopefully Niall isn't even there yet. Key's not planted, he'll make his way out tomorrow morning, we'll catch him before that, whatever. But if Rummel's there, don't kill him. I don't know if we could kill him, he's crazy.
Okay. What I was going to suggest is actually that only one of us approach and one maybe, like, stays outside of the perimeter. That way if one of us is set upon, the other can then, I don't know if that's gonna really help much.
Actually, I think that's smart. Since I'm a familiar face to Ramo more than you, if I step out and he is there, maybe he'll be a little less likely to put a bolt through my stomach again.
I don't think that's not logical, Illien. I'm gonna call it right there. He's already done that to you. If actually, in fact, he's hurt you far more than he's hurt me.
Yes, but we were the last to share a conversation, and
Share a conversation.
he seems the type of guy that he won't do anything crazy until he knows I can't do anything for him, and then he'll do something crazy.
Okay. That's an interesting read, but all right. If you want to be the one to go, I will have your back.
Thank you. I just prefer. It's my dumb idea to do this. That if someone's gonna get shot, it should probably be me. I don't want you to get shot, so it'll be fine though.
Well, it'll be fine.
All right. At the two pillars, and then head down southwest of it, and then we'll find Heron Lake and our friend Niall.
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Remember I told Noel to put, like, seashells, sort of, at the spot. You know, his usual
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
Yeah, start to approach the stones. Give me perception checks.
Why are you looking at me like that? It's a natural one.
19.
Oh, thank God! I thought you were looking at me like you did bad.
No.
Oh.
Doxley kind of goes into focus mode here as you're getting about to peel off
My
the
own
trail.
way.
And it's not something you sort of see or smell. It's something you hear, Illien. Just more people kind of passing by, and just little snippets of conversation that sort of make your ears sort of perk up a little bit just because they sound like something interesting or something relevant. A couple of people that it looks like a group of miners that are walking along Detention Pass, and you hear one of them say, "Strange seeing EOD so quiet in the mornings. Say what you will about Bison, but he knew how to churn some earth." And they kind of continue down the trail. Another group kind of passes just as you're getting up to the stones, and so they look like they're actually heading back in the direction of Brunkhollow, coming in from having been out in the digs there. And you hear someone say, "I was away down the Recluse at one of my best fishing spots. I heard Maeve and Sharkbait get into it over something. Not sure what they was on about, but between the two of them, there wasn't no stone unturned when it comes to all manners of profanity." And they sort of laugh and continue along the trail. So a little mention of EOD, a little mention of Maeve, from two kind of groups that come and go.
Doc, did you hear that?
No, that song about taking things to Perron's been stuck in my head all morning. What?
My shooter piranha.
All I should have taken there was you. Yeah. What?
I don't know. Those miners that were passing by, they were talking about Bison and how EOD went quiet. Do you think we were lucky enough that Bison got in the night or something? Or maybe maybe. I mean, maybe not.
Shut up, everyone! No, it's something else.
No, shoulders.
God damn it!
You put a cloak on.
Role-playing.
Either that or EOD maybe going on a temporary hiatus, got shut down or something. It just seems like people are saying Bison knew how to turn up stones better than anyone else or something like that.
That or he's on lockdown because he can't access his vault, so he shut down the whole system. I don't know.
Or Izzy's taken over everything already. Silenced him. I don't know. That's interesting to have in your mind as we head back.
I've got some things I gotta update you on about Izzy, actually. But I'll do it with the group. It's something that the whole group should probably... No, don't look at me like that. It's just...
Is it serious? Very serious?
No, it's business arrangements.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, I can like keep everyone posted. But after meeting with Tamara and saying how their partnership went, it's probably good that you all know about the arrangement.
Okay, I hope you haven't gotten into any huge trouble with Izzy or you're indebted to her or something.
No.
Okay, great. Great, yeah. We'll wait for everyone then. I trust you.
Great.
So you get up to that point and you start to peel off from Detention Pass a little bit to the south there. When you leave the pass, you start to walk along uncultivated but also oft-trodden earth. The stones and by extension the lake, they're notable enough features that are also very much in the vicinity of Brunkhollow, that you have to imagine they're used as the starting point for many trails that wind deeper into the downwield. A lot of people say, start at the stones, head to the lake, and then maybe go further from that point on. So your sense of direction stays very steady and true. It's easy to kind of know that you're heading in the right direction as loose foot trails and hoof prints in the mud continue to give you the idea that you're following the same trajectory. All you have to do is look out for the sun reflecting off the water, or listen for the guttural honking of the resident birds to let you know that you're getting closer. As you're walking, you think about how previously you had to fish Nile out from where he'd been bound beneath the surface. And you hope that this time a worse fate has not befallen him. There's so many ways this situation could have played out, it seems impossible to speculate. You don't know how long Nile was meant to be out of town. You don't know if Vincent was able to make the handoff. And you don't know if Ramos saw truth in Illien's eyes when he said that the key wouldn't even be there for a couple of days, at the least. As your hike continues, you can see where the gaps in the trees start to widen. Spacing between them gets further and further apart. And through them, you can start to see a pair of heron that are taking to the sky. The perspective playing tricks on your eyes such that it looks like their massive wingspan is almost reaching out from canopy to canopy, touching tree to tree. A little bit further, and you'll be just a strong stone's throw from where the shoreline is next to the lake. So it's now that you feel you can start to maybe look for any signs of something out of the ordinary, something that doesn't sort of follow the normal course of nature. So you're getting to where this lightly forested area is thinning out a little bit, gaps between the trees wider, and in the distance you can see some of the birds taking to the sky.
All right. Yeah.
I think we split up from here before we get any closer. Which way, if you're staying low, are you wanting to head around the right side, left side? Where should I just be looking out for you?
Honestly, I don't have any confidence that I'll be able to spot him if he doesn't approach you. He's a sneaky fella.
Right.
Blends in, disappears. So I think I'm just gonna try to sit back, and if I see him, then I go for it.
So you're staying here. I just want to know if I hear rustling from elsewhere, it's not you going around.
Yeah, I'll stay in this northerly direction.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be staying in the north.
Okay. Well then I'm gonna move forward.
Okay, I'll be within 100 feet as long as the trees are relatively covered.
Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. As I step forward, I'm not gonna try to be super stealthy about it either, but keeping it.
As you get closer to the lake, it's almost impossible. Like the trees start to thin out, and there's a gap between where the tree line is and the edge of the lake is that it's just wide open. Like there's a little stretch there where there is nowhere to hide, even if you wanted to.
I guess maybe just more of a putting on a emotion of like I'm not trying to be sneaky.
Sure.
Just confident, whatever.
Here I come.
Here it is, not expecting anyone. And then I guess on the way, seeing if there are by any chance like fresh boot tracks or broken twigs or something.
Both of you give me perception checks.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Was hoping.
Candy wrapper. Yeah, perception checks for both.
That one.
Come on, you guys.
I will use a thing.
Ooh.
I can use tactical mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sorry, this is my first time using it. So I use a D8. Sorry, D10.
Whatever your
right.
whatever
my
second
second
die
win, not
is.
my
Yep.
superiority die, and I add it to the roll.
Mhm.
Wee.
Well, what's the total now?
Okay. 11.
11. So that's a fail, and you don't use that. If you tactical
that's
mind
right.
and it does not succeed, it does not take the use of second wind.
Nice.
So you don't notice anything out of the... Again, there's so many tracks that kind of come in and out of this area that it's very difficult to discern. It's not that there aren't tracks, it's that there's too many of them. Like, people come to this lake, and then they go, okay, I'm headed this way, you're headed that way. It's just a convenient sort of jumping off point for a number of different places in the down. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, nothing that you see was kind of out of the ordinary. Just walk forward. You give a look back, and you know she's back there, but Doxley sort of from the tree line, sort of keeping herself obscured behind a tree trunk. You get a little closer. As you get a little closer, some of the herons kind of scoot out of the way, moving around the perimeter of the lake there. Get up to the edge of the water.
All right. I'll take my my boots off and my socks off,
Okay.
and
Slowly.
start going for a little swim. Head out to the middle of the lake.
Keep an eye out just as you're doing that. Get up to the edge.
All right. Now I'm just gonna walk out until I need to start swimming.
As you're diving in, you think that what your skin really craves is the soothing saltiness of the coastal ocean water. But failing that, a freshwater dip does not go amiss.
I'll take that.
You duck beneath the surface, and you let the pores of your skin take in the moisture, which for a sea elf feels like almost like sauna-esque, like taking in, feeling all the pores open up and allowing the moisture in. There's enough sunlight that's trickling in from above, it's a pretty sunny day here, that allows you to see the mosaic of mossy rocks, little vacillating grasses that make up the lake bed. It's mostly vegetation. There's not a ton of creatures. You see some little frogs that are closer to where the shallow end of the lake is. And it quickly gets deeper as you move further forward. So with each stroke, you can see the ground sort of separating further and further from the surface. And you do have dark vision, so it doesn't become like pitch black, but the natural light leaking in gets less and less and less.
Just start. I guess actually I'd want to get as low to the ground as possible, like following the slope down.
Sure.
And starting to keep my eyes peeled for seashells. And also, last time we were here, I think it was Doc that was getting bit by some things, some types of fish that were in the water, so keeping an eye out for those.
Give me a perception check.
18.
Nice.
Take some kind of even, practiced strokes. Come very naturally to you. You paddle forward and you kind of keep soft eyes. You don't want to try to hyper focus. You don't want to be like, "Ooh, what's that rock? You just sort of let yourself, if you see anything out of the ordinary, anything that catches your eye at all, you just very soft focus, moving slow. You let yourself kind of paddle and then stop. And then another one. One at a time. One at a time. You're looking for things, a rock that's too clean, an assortment of algae in a particular design, or as Doxley said, an arrangement of shells that could only have come from another place that wouldn't be here at a lake bed. You swim around for a little bit. You make a couple circles. You double back. Nothing. Nothing that you want to see, anyway. What you do spot as you are hovering over some of the deepest portions of the lake, and you wanted to stay near the bottom, so you're, 10, 15 feet from the bottom here. A little bit to, if you had to guess what you estimate is kind of the eastern end of the lake, still very much in one of the deeper portions of it. You see something that right away you feel is about to make your day a little bit worse. What you see is a marrow. It's a vicious, sort of uncompromising aquatic creature. They have these long, kind of serpentine tails and a trio of jagged fins that fan down the back of their head and back of each shoulder as well. And they're typically found lurking along coastlines. They're more kind of saltwater creatures, but it's also not unheard of for them to seek a domain with less competition. Like if they can find a body of water that's sort of their domain, that's not unheard of. So it doesn't strike you as wildly sort of out of character for a creature like this. And especially a lake like this that sees significant foot traffic, people moving by, that's fertile hunting ground for a marrow. And you spot it there, and it's kind of like, it doesn't like jump out at you, but it's kind of lurking between a couple of the larger mossy stones here on the lake bed, kind of moving kind of in a back and forth. And you're not sure if it's noticed you yet. You're still a decent distance from, like I'd say 50 feet away from this thing, so...
I'm not close enough to the bottom where I've had a good look that a key could have been buried. Like, I'll need to get closer at this point.
I mean, I would say you've moved around, you looked around, you certainly didn't see anything like that caught your attention right away.
Yeah.
So if something's buried in the lake bed, you're missing a sign of where that might be, basically, if there's something there.
Okay. I'm gonna take a second and decide I'm gonna go down deeper. As I get closer to the marrow, gonna try to be a friend of the sea and try to communicate an idea to it that, not that there's any fear, but no aggression from my part, and that I'm just living in its space with it. Just two sea creatures. Yeah.
Is there a check associated with that? I forget what the specific.
You can communicate simple ideas with any beast that has an 8 swimming speed.
Okay. So as you try to sort of communicate that idea to it, sort of through a little bit of feeling and essence, body language, more so than anything else, the creature, you can see its tail moving back and forth, and it gets a little bit closer, another 5 to 10 feet closer.
And then I'm looking at it. I'm gonna actually look away from it and then swim closer as I'm going toward the floor, just to be like completely natural, giving nothing to the creature at all.
I speak Aquan.
Well, thank heavens for that. That makes this a lot easier.
Doxley. Are you Doxley?
No, what do you know of Doxley?
I have Doxley's stupid thing.
Oh, great. I'm Doxley's brother, Illien. She's up above. You have a key that was left by someone?
Don't try to confuse me.
Sorry. Doxley's brother.
Get Doxley.
There's no way that you'll just trust me. I'm a sea elf. I'm a friend of the sea here. You know, you can trust me. She's my sister. No one else is coming down here.
Who gave me the item?
Niall. His name is Niall.
Give me persuasion with advantage.
Oh. You remember the name.
Remember the name of one of your close people. Well done.
It's gonna be a dirty 20.
Dirty.
Nice.
I take you to it. Tell Niall that we're even.
I certainly will.
And he kind of swims, and you're swimming with a little gap underneath you. He swims all the way underneath you, so you watch the tail sort of go between and behind. And he goes over to a little spot on the lake bed, and he digs. He has these, webbed hands and then sharp sort of claws on the end, and he starts to dig into the lake bed. And you're looking, there is no marking on the lake floor. Like, without the help of this creature, you swam right over that spot 2-3 times.
All right.
And as he's digging through it, he slowly takes out like a wooden little... It looks like a jewelry box is what it looks like, that wooden sort of container that was wounded.
Where are my manners? I didn't even ask a name. Mortimer. Thank you, Mortimer. I very much appreciate what you've done for Niall and for us.
Tell him we're even.
You're even. You got it. Won't forget. See you around, Mortimer. Appreciate it.
There was another elf that came for a swim.
Not Blueskin.
No, not a child of the sea. Holding his breath like a fucking idiot.
I assume maybe he had a bottle with him to help him breathe. Maybe not. Maybe he can hold his breath better than I think.
Niall said don't interfere. So I kept my distance.
Right.
Let him flop around like a fool.
Thank you for telling me. How long ago was he here?
Yesterday.
Ramo. All right.
And the night before.
Okay. Great. Maybe I'll check back in with you, see if he pops back in tonight at some other point. Maybe not. I don't know where I'll be.
Next you see me, do not make the mistake of thinking we're friends.
Of course not.
The deal is done. So back to the natural order of things.
Sure. If I do come back, is there a certain type of fish you like to eat or snack on?
Get out of here!
All right, I'm out.
And as you're swimming up, he kind of like he doesn't try to attack you, but he follows behind you, like to make sure that you like keep going.
Right.
And as you break the surface and you start to sort of swim to the edge, you watch him.
Oh.
So long.
You watch Illien reemerge from the surface there after diving down in.
Well, there's nothing here, so that sucks.
Doxley, hold the thumbs up.
I'm gonna go back to where my boots are, sit on a rock, put the box away.
Give me a perception check while you're putting your boots on.
Ah,
Oh, dearest me.
no! Do your things. Oh, fuck.
An 11.
Oh, you bastard. You cheap bastard.
I only have one left. All right. Boots on. Oh, I'm so fucked. Knowing where Doxley is, and I guess seeing you a little bit from where you were, I'm gonna break off not the same way we came, and maybe like a eastern way, and then I'll meet up with a path. But that if anyone's watching, they don't see you.
As Illien's kind of walking in that direction, Doxley, give me a perception check because you're sort of seeing he's got his back to the sort of southern end there.
I was gonna say I might give it like a minute or two before I leave as well.
Sure. Yeah. Before you leave your little sort of hiding spot.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'm gonna use the second one.
Okay.
I'm gonna just do it.
Tactical mind.
Tactical. 4 plus 6 plus 7. 13.
13. On the far side of the lake, you see something sort of in the tree line. And Illien's sort of facing away from it, so it just sort of doesn't catch his eye. But as you see that, you sort of come up a little bit from your hiding spot without sort of breaking cover. And you watch in the distance as two figures emerge from between the trees. One human and one of an elven physique that are coming in from the sort of southwestern direction.
And like from the position that I'm at, it's hard to gauge, like it's hard to identify who these people are.
By their height, by their build, you have a good idea that it looks like TC and
Oh, it's
Annabel.
these idiots!
I was hoping so. I thought so.
Okay. Doxley,
And they look very trepidatious. They're like, you did not see Illien. Like, you're coming in a little bit late after he sort of started growing.
Holding dog wounds, dog bites together. Like,
stupid fuckers did it. All right.
We're naked.
Yeah.
her clothes got blown off.
Can I maybe?
It's like Terminator rules.
Yeah.
You go through the portal, you're
exactly.
naked.
Are they coming up to the lake? Like they're kind of
They
passing.
look
its
like they're
bank?
heading toward the lake. They're like at the tree line, but you guys can, if you're making for the lake itself or if you're walking around the perimeter.
Okay. Depending on how they're walking, I'd love to flank. If it means I could stand where I am, have them pass and then come out. But depending on how they're moving, I might have to reposition myself to get to flank them.
Okay, we'll turn it over to the other side. You guys have made your way in from the kind of lowlands there. You're looking for the next significant landmark along the way, and TC, who had mentioned he had been there before, sort of took the lead and directed you up toward Heron Lake. And now in the distance, you can see some of the birds sort of.
This is the next step on our way back to Detention Pass.
All right.
I've been here before, and so have the others.
About how far would you say we are from Detention Pass? And we can skirt just south of it. Maybe.
A few miles, maybe.
All right.
Is that right?
Sure, yeah. It's tough to come up without going through detention mess. Not impossible, but you'll be crossing over a river at least, so... and you would know that.
We can skirt it, I guess.
I'd
Maybe
say we at least head towards
hit it and then
Yes.
stay off the road a little.
We're not gonna go as the crow flies from here.
Of course.
Doxley, give me a stealth check.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I do.
I smell something. Do you smell something?
16.
Both of you give me perception
Oh.
checks.
Hold on.
Get ready.
Okay, wait.
Get
So
ready.
how could my second wind thing work?
Okay, well,
if it's
let them roll.
contested?
Yep,
Okay,
and
okay.
then we'll see.
Reliable talents. Let's see.
Oh, you're fucked.
Perception.
27.
Oh my
So
god.
you can't get it even with
You
the-
So reliable, all my talents.
That wasn't reliable though. That
You're
was-
right. Yeah, that was even
That was
better.
juiced.
I know.
All right. Fine, a hole.
You try to.
I
sort of
definitely
think-
smell something.
You guys can just sort
I
of
know.
see there's like, the trees are pretty few and far between, and you saw one creature kind of go into the woods, and then it looks like you spotted another figure. You're not exactly sure who it is, but there's other people here. You're certain of it. So.
I see something. I don't know if it's fishermen or heron hunters, but there's somebody here.
Oh, fuck. Well, we're both dressed like clinkers, so let's be fucking cautious.
Shit.
I look like I'm wearing my daddy's clinker uniform,
That's right.
but you look like a proper clinker.
It's true. All right, let's stay low
All right.
and try to make our way around.
At what point?
Do they look
Yeah.
like they're on edge?
I mean, they look
Yeah.
like they're cautious. Yeah.
Okay, this is just kind of funny to Doxley.
There's like a little cruiser.
Yeah, he's shaking. Okay, yeah, I guess at
you
a
can
certain
see it.
point, trying to just milk the paranoia for all it's worth, and then finally from like behind a tree nearby, Oi, clinker scum!
Sorry.
Oh, happy day.
Are you fucking joking me?
Is it just the two? It's you. Yes. Where's
Yes,
Illien?
it's Doxley. What did you?
Is Illien here?
No, he's gone.
What?
He's vanished. I don't know.
Are you fucking with us?
The two of us are on the run right now.
Are you fucking joking me?
Sorry, I'm just so happy to not be a prisoner anymore. Oh,
Well, would you like to swap clothes?
what? These are my normal clothes.
Yeah, they changed out of their prisoner.
But I wouldn't mind.
You can have my overcoat.
Okay.
What?
Well, hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I think I saw my brother heading that way. We were doing other business.
All right.
Okay.
Started heading that way.
Let's go get him.
Have you seen any creatures or anything? We fought off a pack of hyenas.
Yeah, we fought off something too. But we're fine as of now. It was more
All
noise.
right. All right.
Yeah. All right.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you all as well. I'm glad you got out.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
get your money.
Yeah. Did you get?
How is the warden? How is his temperament?
Well, from what we saw of it, it was fine. Seemed pleased until
Not anymore.
Until what?
smoke started rising from the barricades and
You
the
saw that.
bells were ringing
Yeah.
and
You saw that. All right.
Yep.
yeah, we saw the smoke.
We can talk about that as
well,
we.
Yeah, let's
tell everybody.
Yeah,
Way
we'll
back.
round it up so you don't have to repeat yourselves.
But this is all to say, the two of us probably shouldn't be seen by
Oh, no,
any
not by any
clinkers at this
clinkers.
point. So
Go then. So do you not want to take the main pass?
we could
have
head
to-
towards
we can
it,
head
but
towards it,
maybe
skirt it, maybe, yeah.
Another thing you recall about the pass is the clinker patrols usually don't run the whole length of Detention Pass. Like you recall that like once you get a little over halfway between Brunkhollow and Little Hollow, you start to see more and more patrols, but they don't go the whole length back and forth because
And there's not like checkpoints and stuff.
not that you can tell, not like an
yeah,
official
yeah.
kind of capacity.
Or historically there haven't been. Who knows? if
Yeah,
they're right now.
but the closer you get to Brunkhollow, the less clinkers you see along Detention Pass because they don't have a reason to be sort of watching.
And where we would emerge from this is like closer on
Yes,
the
more than halfway to Brunkhollow between the two of them.
I mean, if anything, we set up a
Keep an eye out,
volley
yeah.
system where you walk ahead of us, and if you see something, you have a signal back to us that we ditch.
We'll
Yeah.
hop in a ditch.
Cheese it.
Yeah, like a little bird call.
little bit further through the woods in Illien. You sort of can see the three of them now, and you're sort of reconverging at a little V there.
Wow. Okay, you made it. I have to say, it was 50-50. I didn't know if you guys were making it out.
50-50. Wow.
Great to see you. I'm gonna go over and give TC a hug. Hey, great to see you. He's
wet.
Annabel, little hug.
He's wet.
Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm all wet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wow.
You're soaking. Great.
Went for a swim. Wow. What happened?
We should get back to town.
Did you find the statue, the location of that?
No.
It didn't go that well.
We weren't able to
No, it-
share words
Well-
for very long.
Sounds like this is best had over a drink.
Everyone that was imprisoned in the Mink has been released.
Wow. And how many casualties the prison?
I don't know.
We don't know.
Perhaps none.
Perhaps many.
But perhaps not.
But perhaps not. I'm leaning towards none.
How did you guys even get here? How did you beat us? You almost beat us here.
The hag tore a hole in the universe and let us slide through.
Spectral dagger, actually, was able
Oh, you're
to
serious?
open up
Yeah.
a portal into the air in front of us, yes.
We went to where you guys fought a nilbog and burned down taverns.
Yes, that's where the hyenas were at the Montero's old place that we burned down.
That can't be right. The Nilbog place is it's in the opposite direction.
I told you, we stepped through a hole in the air and came out where the Nilbog was.
Were you able to pick up on that trick?
Are we on the same page?
Was I able to pick up on that trick?
Yeah.
I think I gotta work on it for a little bit more. She
Right.
gave me a little something, but not quite like that.
Wow. Can't believe that's even a real thing that can happen.
How do you think we beat you to the other side of that lake?
I'm churning on it.
Yeah, keep churning.
Yeah.
Did you get your thing?
My thing. Did you have something in mind? Wait.
The thing that you
Oh.
just went into the water for,
Yes,
Illien.
I have it.
Okay, great. That's excellent. Gods.
Yes.
I need some breakfast, and I need some ale. No. Okay.
That let's go. Includes Avik. Avik is loose, although
yes.
he might have,
But gods, they're still bound.
yes. have-
Mittens and their gags that you saw them put on them. We have the keys, TC and I.
Wait,
But
so
they've been thrown all around the downwield, so I need to get my stuff back, and then maybe I need to talk to somebody who might have a good idea. I remember the locations that they were thrown to. If I could describe the scenery, perhaps.
Niall might be able to help. He's someone who's familiar with the downwield, yes?
yes.
When's the last time you talked to him?
Before
Right before the prison.
He's a man you trust.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
very much.
All right.
And he should be alive.
He would, I don't think he would ask questions.
And
we
he
could ask
should
him, we
be
could
alive.
describe a
Should
place
be.
to him and
I
he
have a
could tell
feeling
us.
we're gonna have a big conversation with Niall anyways,
Okay.
because he's sort of entrenched in something similar, parallel to what we are doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I have so many questions, but yeah, we'll walk and talk.
Yes.
Okay.
Start to move. You move through the forest. You start to see up in the distance, you're sort of reconnecting with the tension pass. And rather than sort of head straight for those two sort of stone cairns, you do veer off to the left just to play it super safe. You don't see any clinkers in the distance, but also the further you can rejoin the trail closer to Brunkhollow, the safer it is. So you kind of follow it on the right, sort of through the trees as much as possible until you can hear the river sort of coming up. And at a certain point, you do have to kind of meet back up with the trail. As you do, again, there's so many people coming in and out of town. Everybody give me a round of perception checks again.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Wow.
16.
15.
5.
TC, this time it's you that picks up on a little bit of the chatter that's sort of happening along the trail. And again, as Illien got the impression of, there's just a lot of sort of rumors swirling about in Brunkhollow at the moment. And this time, little piece that you pick up on, another group of miners that looks like they're headed back out into the downwield. I wonder if we'll see some new kind of coalition, or things will mostly stay independent for a while.
Oh my god.
Your guess is good as mine. And they continue to walk.
We have very much disrupted the town before we left, haven't we?
Oh, with Bison?
Yeah, very much.
One specifically. Oh, Bison.
With Bison.
Yeah, on our way over, there are folks talking that Bison's gone quiet, or EOD's been silent this morning, or something like that.
There has been quite a shakeup. New coalitions, maybe. Independence.
Oh my god. Do you think he is alive?
Would you mourn him if he wasn't?
I didn't meet him.
You'll live longer.
Yeah, you'll be.
I just know he's a big mover and shaker in the town. I've only been here a couple days.
And as off-putting as he may be, he was one of the two pillars that kept this place together. So,
But if Fort Contrition is in shambles, and it no doubt is, perhaps there is time for everyone to regroup.
It's actually good that both are in shambles because wasn't there a war brewing between the two of them?
Oh,
Bison and the Clinkers?
seems like they'll both have their hands full.
I think it's definitely coming.
I think we just negotiated peace.
Win, win, win.
Maybe a truce temporarily.
I think you're
Yeah.
right.
As you're walking, you've reconnected with the past and you finally see up ahead the beginnings of rooftops and ridges that make up the easternmost dwellings of town and the slanted crags of the stubborn bluffs. It's Brunkhollow, and you're back. You lit the tinder at Fort Contrition and walked away while the flames of chaos consumed it, and now you'll see where the leads you've earned will take you. It's not the first building on the corner, but the upper floors of Paramount Lodgings peek out above the smaller structures that surround it, and nothing in this moment sounds better than a little privacy, a real bed, and the comfort of your own belongings. To feel the hilt of your sword, to feel the crossbow trigger that's been customized to your liking, the sturdy weight of a longbow's draw, and the sanded wood of your favorite javelin. As it's still before noon, the thoroughfare is busy, but it's not at its busiest. Many mining types are still out at their claims, trappers are cautiously creeping through the downwield, and fishermen have hit up their preferred spots downstream along the Little Hook River or upstream along the Shiner. The fact that you know these things speaks to your rapid assimilation into the community here, and with a slight uptick in your walking pace, you make for some of these familiar streets. You start to come in from that eastern end of Brunkhollow there.
Welcome back to Brunkhollow.
I could actually cry for some of that clam chowder that's over at the freaking the place. It's been so long. The really yummy house. Yeah, the chop house. The chop house. That's what it was.
Before noon, and you want clam chowder?
For breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, I once watched this man eat. What was the meal? It was like 100-degree day, and you ate some kind of shepherd's pie.
It was a shepherd's
It
pie.
was
Sorry.
100 degrees.
With a nice red wine to couple.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible.
All right.
Who could be friends with such a person?
I wouldn't be able to sit next to someone who would ever dream
It
of
sounds
doing that.
absolutely dreadful. It really does.
As you move past the easternmost watchtower that stands tall just inside the edge of town, you look off to your left and you note the first thing about Brunkhollow that's changed from the way you left it. In a hard-to-fathom shift from its usual state, the area around Excavation on Demand is a ghost town. No wagons being packed or unpacked, no foreman barking orders from the loading bay, no clusters of laborers waiting to hear their name called out on assignment. Many of the windows have been boarded up, and there's a sign on the closest door that you can't quite read, but you gather the general gist is something along the lines of closed until further notice. Some kind of sort of denial of entry. It's a startling development, though perhaps not entirely unexpected, and you're certain that the repercussions of Nani, Ace, and Peter's actions will continue to be felt throughout the camp as time goes on. Your sights linger on EOD for only a moment, however, because there's something else taking place in the thoroughfare right where the open market is just outside of Paramount. Something that's caused a large circular gathering of people whose attention is positively rapt. It's some kind of street performance. There's a human-looking woman balancing on one foot atop a vertical wooden pole, and she's spinning like a ballerina while the crowd, looks on from a short distance. At the base of the pole, a curiously dapper hobgoblin in a fitted jacket is circling around the pole. And occasionally he has a little, like a heavy cane that he carries, and occasionally he'll give it a little bump with the cane so that it wobbles, forcing her to like rebalance in the moment. And every time he does it, the crowd sort of, whoa! Another sort of wave of excitement and laughter throughout the crowd. Even Sherman, whose pelt and fur kiosk is back open at the market, and who has a well-documented dislike of goblins and goblinoids, seems to be sort of half-heartedly disguising his keen interest in the act. You can see him sort of... But he's sort of trying to keep to his business as best he can. Would you like to describe? Let's start atop the pole there.
Okay. You see a young human woman. She is strikingly thin, almost has the body of a child. Very, very pale, with very dark brown hair that's cut kind of choppily into it's kind of a bob, it's kind of a pixie, it's kind of a mess. And if you were to get up closer to her, you would notice she has striking green eyes. And she's dressed in kind of a simple athletic outfit, and is just tearing it up on there.
The clothing kind of a mix of like it's not fancy, but it's sort of sleek and functional, because you can see she moves and like she moves her legs up, her arms. It needs to be something she can move around in easily, that isn't restricting her movement. Like right away you can see that. And down at the base of the pole.
Yeah, circling around. It's a older hobgoblin man. A little on the shorter side. I would say around 5'6", 5'7". Not like tiny, but like a little shorter than average. Salt and pepper, mostly gray hair at this point. Swept back, a little above shoulder length.
Yeah.
Very, very... well, not like a worn face, but like pretty deep set wrinkles, but they're like smile lines. They're very always like a flash, like always like beaming like a huge grin. Deep set wrinkles, eyes like kind of small and beady, but with a little like spark in them. And he's wearing the first thing you'd notice is just a very large, elaborately embroidered coat. It's like a royal blue with a lot of silver ornamentation along the fringes, in little embroidered details, and then underneath that, over a fairly simple like white colored shirt with a nice tie, is a similarly embroidered like striking blue vest with silver details, and he's carrying as he said, a cane that's got sort of an elaborate head to it. Sort of looks like the size of it as it gets to the top sort of branch out a bit into
Wings.
Some wings, like a round.
The wings curling around it.
Yeah, wings kind of like curling around it with what seems to be like a kind of gold, some manner of bird in the center.
Cool.
Okay.
In the center of it, almost as if the wings are like sheltering it. Yeah, he's just walking around and wrapping the...
Yeah, right away you can tell it's flashy, it's performative, you know, it's not sort of gaudy, but right away you can tell that it's not like someone just threw this together at the last, but like this looks like people who are experienced in sort of performative arts in some capacity. As you move around, you can look around the audience's faces, and you've gathered a decent sized crowd here in the marketplace, people sort of watching, and you can see in their eyes they're sort of waiting to see what you might do next. Do you disappoint your audience?
Oh, of course
what would
not.
you like to show them next?
Ladies and gentlemen. Now, look, the stakes, sure. They're not nothing. If she falls from this height, she could maybe sprain an ankle.
She's up high.
She's up fairly high, but you know what? I bet she could go higher. I'm going to grab the pole, make it straight up on the ground, and then just hold it. just start like holding up, just balancing.
Give me an athletics.
Oh no!
Crazy.
Big bold. Oh no!
Oh boy.
Rip.
All right. Well, that's gonna be a 7.
Okay.
With that.
This is a routine you've done before, so it's not like you just fall flat. But as you start to lift it up, you're using a pole that you found here that isn't sort of your regulation standard one that you've used before. So in your hand, it wobbles a little bit, and up at the top, you can see there's a little bit of unease up there, whereas normally you feel like this, you've done this 1,000 times. It kind of wobbles back and forth, and to you, you're like a little heartbeat panicking, but the crowd loves it as she like wobbles. And kind of, and up at the top, anything?
I would love to let's do an acrobatics check to see if I can not only recover, but maybe even do something even more impressive.
Pirouette or something up there while you're...
I want to see if I can even like manage to kind of get on one hand.
Okay.
Oh my god!
That's an unnatural 20.
Great.
Okay.
To rebalance yourself, the pole kind of tilts out a little bit. You lean back and put one hand, and then you sort of flip yourself back over the other way so that you're up on top of your hand. Oh!
I'm gonna give a cheeky little like wave to the audience.
That's good. That's good. And the crowd is into it. I mean, you can tell. And if there's sort of the two of you together, is there like sort of a finishing thing here? Is you're sort of
yeah, there's a finish. I'm gonna under my
Throw the pole.
Oh god. So under my breath, loud enough for her to hear. Be like, all right, 1, 2, 3, and then going to kind of hurl a bit to like toss her to the air, and then flip the pole the other direction.
Oh my god!
Great. Give me athletics and acrobatics. Give me both.
I was mixing
But certainly they fall down.
Oh yeah, she goes.
Yeah.
There she goes.
Yeah, and you guys are coming in a little closer. You're not all the way kind of up to the crowd there, but...
Okay. Yeah, that's a 14.
14.
21.
21.
Wow.
All right.
3. And the flip, it almost happens kind of in slow motion there. And you catch yourself. Oh! And then after that, you sort of let the pole fall, and she kind of flips down. And the crowd claps. I mean, people are sort of cheering and screaming. A bunch of people kind of come over with like copper and silver pieces, sort of throwing.
I give him like a big nudge, and I get your hat.
Yeah. People sort of,
I forgot my hat. That's good. That's good. Just open like a pocket in my
as you sort of come around, people throw coins in. I would say you collect a total of like 3.5 gold, mostly in silver and copper pieces.
Good shot. How much?
3.5 gold.
I'll take that.
Good. You take it?
You take it, yeah.
Ouch.
And they kind of finish up there, and there's once again sort of one last round of applause, and you hear from the crowd there sort of, "What's the act called?"
We are Cirque de Lamont, and we'll be back regularly in the next couple of days. And we look forward to seeing you again.
Where are you gonna be?
Right here.
Well,
unless you'd like us anywhere else.
Yeah, we're new in town, so we're still scoping things out.
Great. We gotta come back and see it. And now the crowd's sort of dispersing a little bit here. People sort of excited, faces, smiles all around. As the crowd kind of begins to disperse a little bit, one person does come up to you, sort of directly up to you. It's a human man, shaved head, thick black beard, and his sleeves are rolled up. He has a green sash around his waist. And the rest of you see this, and you recognize this is Vincent Womack from the Music Box, the bartender at the Music Box. And he comes sort of strolling right up to you guys. Hey, my name's Womack, Vincent Womack. I run the Music Box, local watering hole just around the corner there. And he points to one of the buildings there. Before the Monteros go and scoop you up, I want to say, if you're ever interested in making this a regular occurrence, I know my drunks love a good show. And they tip good, too. Now, I don't know what you got in mind for your schedule, or even if you're planning on sticking around, but I want you to swing by some night, we talk particulars. I'm all ears for it, if it's amenable to you.
But that sounds lovely to me. I'm sure do you have any objections?
Absolutely none whatsoever.
That would be great. Like I said, Womack, Music Box. I hope to see you there. You come by in the evening when it's dark, anytime.
We will.
Delicious.
And if the Monteros come, you tell them Vincent already spoke.
You got it. No Monteros in our house.
Good day to you. Have a good one. This was great. It really was. And he turns around. He starts to walk away. You guys have a moment together here.
How much did you get?
Well, somewhere around 3.5 goals. Not bad at all.
It's not nothing.
Sorry about being a little shaky. It's,
Oh, it's
a long
fine.
walk, not a lot of food.
It's fine. She kind of dabs. She's visibly, she's sweaty. She's kind of covered in like a fine layer of sweat, and looking a little more pale than usual.
How are you feeling today? Holding
I
up
think
all
I'd
right?
like to rest, honestly.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure there's a place right around, sort of just scan for...
As you're standing in the thrift fair looking around, as always, it's kind of jarring to reconcile reality with whatever vision you'd conjured in your head, thanks to the endless rumors and whispers about what Brunkhollow is, what Brunkhollow isn't. But in the couple of hours that you've had here to kind of walk around the streets, you've found it to be not all that different, at least aesthetically, from some of the smaller settlements that you've stopped at on your way between, larger cities, some of the major cities, one to another. Just from hearing them mentioned, or maybe politely asking someone as you pass by when it looked they weren't busy, you have learned where some of the town's most important services are located. Somebody showed you where the courier's office was, you were able to see the smithy, it was pretty obvious from a distance, the general store, and of course the hotel, which as you stand here is within spitting distance, just to the north here of the market. The double doors are propped open, you can see the lobby inside, decent foot traffic as people come and go from their rooms or seek to grab a plate from the small kitchen in the back. Traveling as much as you do, you're not ones to be overwhelmed by the prospect of poking around a new place. That's familiar to you. You're not it's not sort of overwhelming. But there is something different about this place. It has a different energy. And maybe it's just the reputation getting into your head more than anything else. You have some things to do. You have some people that you want to see. But you also feel that it's become clearer since you arrived that a delicate touch may be required. Invest some time here, not the quick kind of in and out that perhaps was wishful thinking when you first set out for this place. As you start to look, were you looking for the hotel? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Looking for lodgings.
Great. You look toward the direction of Paramount Lodgings, you take a couple steps in that direction, and some guy kind of waddles up to you, and if you had to guess by the breath, maybe already a little liquored up, even at this sort of early hour, sort of puts a hand on Val's shoulder and, "That was great. That was great. Do it again."
Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna gently, just kind of place my hand on his shoulder, talking to him, smiling, very pleasant. We're just gonna move him in a way where he's not necessarily touching.
That was great.
Val. Thank you. Greatly appreciate your patronage. What's your name?
My name, Dickie.
Dickie. It's nice to meet you, Dickie. Are you? I'm assuming you're from here. You're from Brunkhollow. Yes?
No, I'm from New Bash.
Oh, you're from New Bash. That's a lovely spot.
Yeah. I saw it. I saw you do a show in New Bash.
Really?
Yeah, that must have been a year ago. And as he says that, you've done shows in New Bash before. It's been years, so like his timeline's fuzzy as to if he did see you there. It's a lot of fun. That was a good show.
Yes. Well, we're scouting around, so I'm sure you saw us with the entire entourage.
Yeah. Did the whole group make the trip?
No, we're actually just scouting out new locations right now.
Just you two.
Yeah, so they're all holding down the fort while we go looking, and we thought we'd check out around here.
Where was it that you saw us again?
New Bash.
Was that where Landry was? Did he go to that show too? You didn't happen to see? He's such a big fan of ours.
I think Landry. Yeah, I believe he's followed us around there before. I believe he's been there. Do you happen to know Landry by any chance?
That's one of your troop.
Not one of our troop, just
another fan.
A fellow fan. Yeah. So we heard that he was around Brunkhollow as well. So wondering if you two knew each other. Just quite a coincidence.
That's not a name I know, but the hotelier or Vincent or and he points to a different building, Montero's. Anywhere you can get a drink, they know people.
That's fantastic. Well, I think we'll check them out. And hey, if you like the act, I believe we'll probably be back here doing this again tomorrow. Most
That's
likely.
great. I was wondering, that guy, there's a tiefling in your act.
Yes.
Who, he was my favorite. He threw daggers. People would throw daggers at him.
Yes.
And he would dodge them.
Yes, with Fabian, there's just daggers all over the place, mostly.
Is he here?
He's not. No, it's just us right now. No, he's back with the rest of the troop. But if things go well here, they'll all be coming here.
That's great. That's great. I'd like to see him again.
Well,
You just might,
you just might. Yes.
Monty.
Yes. Well, we need to go.
Enjoy
take care of
Brunkhollow.
this. Thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome.
I hope to catch another soon. This was great.
Thank you very much.
He sort of wanders, kind of.
People are so friendly here.
Monty, the hotel.
Yes. Okay.
So you guys from a distance, you were coming in as the act was sort of finishing up.
Yeah.
You get up to the marketplace just as they're starting to walk toward the hotel. The crowd is dispersing a little bit.
Okay. At this point, again, like, you've got a clinker cloak on, and I'm dressed.
I mean, if
almost
you
fully
take
as a
like the
clinker.
jacket off and kind of wrap it over, you can sort of loosely obscure the general look of the outfit.
Now it's just
and
cool.
also, I mean, someone who knows you might be like, "What are you doing in a clinker outfit?" But clinkers come into town sometimes. That's
Okay.
not like
Yeah.
they're not like banned from Brunkhollow.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's not.
Well, I will obscure a little.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll have it off the
Yeah,
shoulders.
if you take it, you can sort of
Yeah.
fold it over one arm and sort of have it, just sort of mostly coat covering you.
I am going to the butcher's shop, and I will collect my items, and I will speak some nice words for you while I am there.
If anyone will listen, I'm gonna go
They might.
get a change of clothes.
I left my clothes at the intake office.
Oh.
What, your vest?
Oh no.
I left my clothes.
My clothes are also at the intake office, but I'll scrounge up something.
I've got something back at the hotel. I'm not.
But not your favorite.
I only have one. Not only own one pair of clothes. But in any case, I need to
Got a
redress.
cabbie that I can throw on just for now.
Some capris.
Do I have another set of clothes, or am I?
Yeah, like not as nice. Like they're probably like a little baggy, like just some functional travel clothes that you would have had. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We all must make do.
I have a room at the Paramount. If you want to lay your head low for a time without fully checking in there, maybe I could get you in there.
Thank you. I may rent my own under a pseudonym.
All right.
Speaking of butcher shop, I know it's not usually my talk. You owe Bodhi a favor. We saw him, and you gave some bad contract stuff.
Yeah, Bodhi's pissed at you.
That doesn't sound like me.
It doesn't.
That's what he claims. Hmm?
Yeah, just throwing it your way. Just that's in your court now. I don't have anything else to do with it.
You gave him bad what?
I didn't mean to. It was some of the smoke. It was literally to get the message to
I
you to come
remember.
out.
Yeah, he. What a fucking.
I didn't realize I gave him bad smoke.
If I see him, I'll try to set it right.
What smoke me?
If I didn't get him fired. It was those little mini contracts that we did.
I guess.
I think
Oh.
Bodhi was gonna get himself fired.
little
no matter
words.
what.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, remember we.
Yeah, like loose gloves and
Yeah.
at your father's
Well, that's
shoe store or something.
Don't do
Please
that.
move
Don't do
on.
that. Yeah, just don't do that.
Things like loose gloves and where's my clothes.
Yes,
I have no
I
clothes.
do have loose gloves in my room that I'm going to fetch right now.
Yes, all right.
We're piecing it together.
Yeah, we got it. We've cracked it.
We're almost fluent.
The Tyruns are on it.
Are you? I'm sorry. You're saying that you're going to come to the Paramount shortly after?
Yes, I will.
All right, I'll be there.
I fear I shouldn't overextend my stay at the butcher shop too much.
All right.
Well, we'll meet up soon. Maybe we'll have a chance to speak of those. Looks like we're not the flea bags anymore. I didn't recognize those faces that were
Oh, sure.
up on doing that thing. That's kind of fun.
I think we're still flea bags, but maybe not. Wait, do we want to meet somewhere and debrief? Or
Maybe the Monteros and get a private room because I don't want to talk in the open about all these things.
yeah.
Could meet in one of our rooms.
We
I don't
could
want
meet.
to. I don't trust those rooms either for secrets.
All right, we'll meet in a Montero room or something. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. See you soon, I guess.
See ya.
Quick freshen up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Annabel breaks a little bit to the south there, heading toward. You kind of backtrack a little bit to head down that little alleyway that leads toward the bank of Brunkhollow. The rest of you.
Home sweet home.
As much as it is, yeah.
Why don't we walk inside?
Yeah, please.
Hearing the front porch kind of creak as your boots travel across it feels like it takes years off of your life. A return to a simpler time. Or perhaps less dramatically, just a good old-fashioned relief. The dining area has its fair share of patrons, and the booths are mostly full, with Kenzo wiping his hands on his apron after delivering what looks to be a plate of crackling bacon and 2 steaming mugs of coffee. Just to the right of where the kitchen is visible in the back, it looks like a wall has been partially knocked down back there. And there's a heavy cloth draped down to cover the opening. You know that the last couple times you were in here, Mr. Clemens was poring over some blueprints with the ideas of possibly expanding the place, and it seems like he started the process of that. You can hear some muted hammering and sawing coming from the next room over. Speaking of Mr. Clemens, there's the sea elf himself, posted behind his desk with perfect posture and wearing the same frock coat that looks to be freshly laundered. He collects a stack of coin from a dwarven gentleman who then tips his hat and collects his key before starting up the stairs. And as Clemens turns to slip a piece of paper into one of the mail slots built into the wall, he does spot you coming through the door, and he smiles. But there is someone in line and kind of in front of you, sort of waiting behind the dwarven gentleman, was the 2 people you just saw sort of performing in the thoroughfare there. And you guys step up to the desk next. Good morning to you, and welcome to Paramount Lodgings. Unless you previously spoke with Mr. Warren, I believe this is your first time here. Would I be correct in that assessment?
Ah, yes, we just got here. You wouldn't happen to have any rooms?
I would indeed. These are the best accommodations you'll find, short of purchasing a plot, fixing it up yourself. And whether or not you choose to rent, here's a drink on the house to welcome you to camp. He takes out a few sort of glasses.
Can I
slide
pour you?
them
Oh,
across.
thank you.
And he pours across the
Cheers.
drinks there. Cheers.
The alcohol's free here. This is fantastic.
Welcome to Brunkhollow. Now, per night, it's 6 silver for a room with 1 bed, 8 silver for a room with 2. That includes access to the washroom, laundry services, and complimentary breakfast each morning, which is a deal I think you'll find most agreeable in these parts.
Fascinating. Would you happen to have 2 single bedrooms available still?
I do, if that is preferable, yes.
Yes. I mean,
Absolutely.
yes.
I will say, I was unable to vacate my post, but I did peek out for a moment and catch a glimpse of your impressive acrobatics. Are you entertainers by trade?
Yes, we are. We're 2 of the members of Cirque du Lamont.
Glad to see you filtering into town. Mostly up until this point it's been laboring types, but as soon as the arts start to make their way in, you know a town has truly started to come into its own.
Well, you know, we've heard so many rumors about this place. That's sort of what we were thinking. It seems like if there's anything you're missing here, it's the finer things in life. So,
I couldn't agree more. 2 keys, you said. 2
yes,
singles.
2
Yes,
please.
please.
Takes a couple, and it looks like maybe it looks like 4A and 4B are your 2 keys there.
Perfect.
Takes for you guys.
No. You wouldn't happen? We have a friend that we were sort of hoping to check up on. We're so, full disclosure, we're scouting out places to potentially expand the areas where we move the circus and do our shows.
Of course.
We had a friend who was around here.
Someone I can
Landry.
help you.
Landry.
Landry
Yes.
Beckham. He's a repeat customer of ours.
Yeah, so we figured it would be good for him. He'd be good for us to check in on.
Yeah, the name does ring a bell. Not as a prior occupant of the hotel, but he did frequent our establishment for meals and to meet with acquaintances. He kind of points into the kitchen. He's not pointing to someone, he's just indicating that he would come in here to kind of eat and meet with people. I believe he may have mentioned staying with someone who owns a plot on the south side of the river. Over the bridge, move past the Merc Hall, but I couldn't swear to that. Perhaps you could ask a kind soul to walk you over, show you the row of houses that I mean. From there, you may just have to rely on a good old-fashioned knock on the door. There aren't so many houses that would become an all-day affair, I don't think.
Delightful, thank you. That's wonderful.
Of course.
In the off chance that we can't find him around there, do you see him around here frequently at all still, recently, or has he not been around for a while?
I would say he came in here fairly frequently, yes. Every other day or so, although I don't think I've seen him for at least 3 at this point.
Okay, so if we're not having any luck, we might as well just stick around here.
Please do. Enjoy the full accommodations that our kitchen provides.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Place seems lovely.
Anything else I can get you?
No, that's it for now. Thank you so much.
Of course. Anything you wish to have washed, there's a basket inside your room. Fill it up and leave it outside your door. Kenzo will collect it.
Thank you. That's
As he says the name Kenzo, he also motions. The guy who's in the kitchen also seems to be sort of janitorial service, sort of a larger, stocky human man that kind of hunches a little bit. You can see that, like, yeah, he seems to be sort of doing some of the grunt work here at the hotel.
Just holding potatoes.
Just in the corner. Well, let's make our way upstairs then.
yes. Let's. Do you want to check back in after a bit, like rest for a while and then regroup? Or?
No, I'm fine going upstairs and just putting our things away and heading back out.
All right, sounds good. Let's just get settled in then.
Please. You guys start to head up the stairs there, find your room. And the next in line are the three of you. You sort of come up to the desk there, and he's sort of fake playing a little coy, kind of, welcome to the Paramount. A long-awaited return.
Has it been that long?
You mentioned that you'd be absent for a spell, but advance payment or no, it's natural for one to worry. The Downwield has a terrible habit of swallowing up those who find themselves on her wrong side.
Well, yeah. I think we can all agree we do miss the Paramount.
Yeah. Welcome back. Glad to find you all in one piece. Your rooms are as they were. Air perhaps a little stale, which I hope you'll not take as insult, but as evidence of our willingness to uphold your privacy. If you find that anything needs cleaning or freshening up, please do not hesitate to ask or leave the items outside your door.
Of course. Oh, it's good to see you again, Clemens.
It's good to see you as well, Mr. Tyrun.
By any chance, there was a letter I sent here, dropped off by someone, for someone else. I can just take that if it's here.
Oh, yes. Which
I
letter?
left it like for Ramo on the off chance he would check here.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yes, something in your hand, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, he reaches up and he's the slot, like, for your room. He takes that back out. No one had come to collect.
Nah, I figured. All right, thank you. Rip it up.
Speaking of letters, before I forget, there are two that came in for you, Ms. Tyrun.
Well, aren't I popular?
Wow.
One was dropped off the evening just after you'd left by Mr. Morton, and the other yesterday afternoon by Mr. Voight from over at the courier's office. I can fetch them for you right now.
Please, if you don't mind.
He takes out those letters.
Oh no!
Oh, wow. One written in Niall's hand, and one written in Izzy's hand, but delivered by...
Puts them right in her. She don't read them yet. It takes Doxley a while to read.
As you guys are kind of standing there, he motions up to the stairs where just disappearing around the corner are the two entertainers that you just saw. Fascinating to have the autistic types join us here in the camp.
Yeah, we spotted them from a distance. Didn't get close, but they seem great.
Seem like good folk to me.
They're new as of today, from what I overheard.
As far as I know, this is the first time they've come to the hotel, yes.
Flea bags, am I right?
You've learned well, Mr. Tyrun.
Oh, yes.
Is this
it
the
feels
first professional journeymen or performers that we've seen here?
In a
Brunkhollow?
professional capacity, I would say probably yes.
How exciting.
Usually that's a good sign of things to come. It means people feel safe enough to come here and not be here out of the necessity for money or work.
Mustn't scare them off then.
Speaking of work, I saw there was not a lot of work going on at EOD like I would have imagined.
And he kind of gives a little look around just to sort of see if anyone's kind of overhearing this conversation, which nobody seems to be at the moment.
It's somebody just standing at the end. What'd you say about
Yes, things are awfully quiet over at EOD. One would have to be camping out in the Downwield for a couple of days not to know. There's a rift that shook the bowels of the camp. Make no mistake. The way I understand it, a couple of Bison's best, Ace Adams Rogue and Peter Moreland, conspired in some capacity to rip and run. I'm not sure what they stole, but it caused a mighty divide amongst his ranks. Bison wanted to scorch the earth in pursuit, but there was some that smelled blood in the water. Others that felt failure to command leadership fell on his shoulders. Brawl spilled out from EOD into the thoroughfare. Sides was took, things was said that can't be unsaid. At the end of it, there was no peace to be had in town. Bison took 30 or so of his most loyal to Chittering Ridge. That's where one of his biggest dig sites is, a few hours north of Brunkhollow. As for EOD, they locked and boarded it up good. Bison keeps a few lookouts on payroll. Not that I think he left anything behind of value to steal. They packed wagons up, and they hold on out. The place is obviously still in his name, but if it stays vacant long, I imagine they auction it off on account of its prime location here in town.
My goodness.
Auction it off, doesn't he own it?
He does. Either he'll have to sell it himself, or, like I said, if it remains vacant, I believe the town will come together to sell it.
Wow. Not a lot of value in property rights in Brunkhollow quite yet, huh?
Well, it's not given away lightly. It would have to stay empty for a while. The last time that happened, they sold it, and it's been held over at the Bank of Brunkhollow under the person's name that once owned it, if they come back to collect. I think that person may have died. I don't think I've seen them around since then.
Interesting.
Off to Chittering Ridge. As much time as we've spent in the Downwield, I don't think that's a place that we've gone. Is that what direction is that?
It's north. Did you say at one point you made your way up to one of Bison's dig sites, past Pocket Ace's Pass?
I believe so, yes.
It's even further north than that, so unless you had occasion to wander even further into the Downwield, I don't think you would have made it up that far.
But it still remains in the Downwield.
Yes, not in the Upwield as far as I know. Not that there's an official delineation.
That's true.
Bison must have been on the warpath.
He was righteous and angered, I'll tell you that. When his people came to blows, it took a number of the town's best to come together and separate them. But it seems to be calmed down as far as I can tell. Only a few of his stick around now.
Any casualties or just a few bruises and broken bones?
To my knowledge, no casualties, but the doctor had his hands full for a day there.
I imagine.
And his most prized possession, that statue. It's still out there where he left
Still
it?
out there. It would take quite a bit of effort to move,
Yeah.
so unless somebody's got it in their mind.
All right, well, that's where it is. All right.
A successful venture wherever you made it out to, I hope.
Yeah, I would say got everything done that we wanted.
In all kinds of ways, yeah.
Sure. Yes.
I don't mean to pry, I just wish you back in good spirits.
Appreciate it.
Speaking of spirits, normally an occasion I save for those renting for the first time, but to a safe and successful return. Oh, you already have it.
I brought this with me. I stole this while you weren't.
Cheers. Cheers.
No letters for me, I suppose.
No, were you expecting something?
No. Just curious.
I'll keep an ear out. To your rooms then, or shall I make arrangements in the kitchen?
I think I'll refresh myself.
Very well.
Thanks,
Thanks, Clemens.
Please.
Good to see you again.
See you again soon. I'll let Kenzo know you returned.
Yeah, please. I hope to join him for dinner for something soon. All right.
You guys start to head upstairs there. You work your way up to your rooms, which as you kind of open them, key inside, there's like a little, like they haven't been opened a little bit. The moisture in the air sort of swelling the doors ever so slightly.
I want to do a listen at my door before I open.
Sure, yeah, give me a perception.
Paranoid.
Of course I am.
As well.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You do not hear anything coming from the inside. At one point, you hear like a little. But then you give another listen, and it sounds like it's just like a loose, like window shade, like.
Oh no! It's totally well adjusted.
Step inside. You return to your rooms where everything is exactly.
Oh
Yes.
God!
Thank you.
Weapons in the corners, your bags beneath the desk, tucked under stools or the bed frame wherever you left it. You see a mattress that isn't lying on stone in a cell, and you immediately sort of feel that beneath your buttocks.
I run straight to my great.
I run straight to my javelin.
I missed you. Oh, this is great. This is great. This is a weapon.
The room is like way too small to swing across.
You know, I think I've learned from Morna. She called Bill and Barb, you know. I want to maybe I get closer to my weapon doing so. So I was thinking on the way back, like Striker. This is Striker. And it strikes.
That's a good one, brother.
All right. Yeah. Oh,
Good one.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Just to really confuse my DM, I'm gonna call it unarmed strike.
I'm gonna use my unarmed strike.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I'm gonna call my fist great sword. Great sword.
I'm gonna call my longbow dagger.
Oh my god.
Great.
Get your things. Anything else you want to do in the privacy of your room here?
I'm gonna get changed into the finer clothes I have just because I can.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'll
So
do that.
it's nicer instead of walking around. Did you want to read
I'm
yours?
gonna read.
Yes, please do.
Out loud?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything
Okay.
deeply secretive.
All right, so this one's from Niall. Turned around and came back just a few hours after we spoke. Warden Origander decided to temporarily cut me off from access to his stock, which is problematic for my continued charting aspirations. I got the item from Vincent and put it where you asked. Got my boy Mortimer to look after it for you, too. He'll show you plenty of bluster, but he's a good one. I guarantee he'll say something about how his debt's been paid, but secretly he loves working for me. I guess I'll be reading this to Illien so he can hear it. I'll be reaching the point of an inevitability
Yeah.
when it comes to hold on, brother.
Wait, you said you're gonna share it with
Yeah,
me.
give me 1 second. I'm going to have to tell her about the cusp moving the way it is, maybe spin it like we can predict where it's going to.
Yeah, just a little reminder. Again, this was sort of Doxley information, but as a reminder, Niall was worried because he had originally thought the cusp was sort of moving in one direction.
Yeah.
And then he found that it was kind of erratically moving. And that was, for the big plans that Izzy had, that was worrisome because she wanted to be able to predict where the cusp was headed so that she could buy up all the property ahead of time.
Doxley will read that paragraph to you.
You shared all that with me about the cusp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just about how Izzy came into play. I know she's been wanting me to do some scouting for the Boyd gang, who are becoming more and more of a problem, so that's what I'll be up to next. Oh, so he's scouting Boyd. Maybe he'll see our cousin.
Yeah.
See you around, talk to you soon. Cool. And this one's from fucking Izzy.
All right.
Oh.
Willing to read that one out loud.
Fuck it. My thoroughfare is curiously absent of sea elves as of late. When you get this message, won't you please stop by C&C at an evening hour when the day's work is done? ? Exciting developments are unfolding all around us, and I like to strike while the iron is hot. Please don't let Micah or Wade see you occupying a bar stool before you have come and chat with me. It's like I'm an independent contractor. You know what that means? It means I'm not supposed to be beholden to anyone in particular.
I think maybe you should be seen on a bar stool, just
Yeah,
as like
just
a,
as like a
so there.
I like that. I'll provide the whiskey and the good news. You provide the hustle, Isabella Norvis. It's just the
tone.
The tone of
Yeah,
it.
she's definitely already
Just
talking down at you.
audacity of it all. Like I'm not doing other stuff. Well, that's me.
Wow. All right, cool.
I'll lean back, like maybe take a nap.
TC, anything in your room there while you're out there?
TC just like has that the clinker colored overcoat and just like throws it into a corner where it crumples and gets like Morna's hat and the goggles and like sits down and puts those on, situates it, sits on the bed for a little while. Goes over to the little desk and starts drafting up a few letters.
Sure. Ink and quill in there.
Yeah.
Bottle has to kind of shake a little bit, a little dry after sort of sitting there for a while.
There's definitely the dust is still settled in here. There's no like, it doesn't look like anybody's been in there or anything.
Not that you can tell, yeah.
Okay.
It seemed very sort of exactly how you left it.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll sit down and pen some stuff. I can say some of it.
Whatever. You don't have to.
I'll do a rough sketch of one of them
Again,
at
I
least.
didn't know
Yeah.
if you had something sort of.
Basically, he's gonna write 2 letters. There's gonna be one to Byron Beck, and it's gonna be like, my dearest Byron, as you can obviously tell, my greatest fears have come true. I was not able to learn enough to stop the catastrophe before it struck, nor was I able to fully confirm my suspicions, but that is all to say, steer clear of Thornfield yourself. He's dangerous. I know for a fact it is his fault that Tazir, Best Destiny, and Officer Fleck are all dead. Those are his fault, and maybe the rest of all this as well. I've put inside another letter that I need you to get into the hands of the warden. Thank you for all your help. I hope to see you again. And then...
Hey, Warden.
Hey, Corliss. How's it going?
This is one that he does like a handful of times and crumples up, and but yeah, general. I imagine you've had most of the report from the Tyruns, and I will back up everything they've said. I add only that I am sure that Neely at IIC is responsible for getting goods in and out. I know they've gone on and on about Thornfield. I can't prove it for sure, but I think he had something to do with what happened. He had one of those key rods on him, and rest his soul, I know that he approached Fleck and had many questions about the Mank. And he pressed Fleck for it. And Fleck shared only what he knew, very little, and came to me with the worries about why somebody was looking into this. So when things went to shit, I thought I could catch him in the act. And that is why I went towards the Nightingale. One of your officers, I don't know who, I didn't recognize him, can attest to that. And then, I have very little else that I can explain. There was a bright flash of light, and when I opened my eyes again, I was in the downwield. I'm going to steer clear of the prison for the time being, because I fear for my safety. If you see fit to send me a portion of the money owed, you can send it to me in Brunkhollow. Good luck.
Tucking that one inside the other one.
Yeah, inside the other one, and I've got those there. Oh. I go back through it and like reread both of them a couple of times and like.
Pivoting up to the 4th floor for a second. When you guys both get to 4A and 4B, you sort of stand at the doors there, keys in hand, kind of look to each other. Open up the door. Anything we say before you sort of just head into your individual rooms?
Well, I think I just need maybe 5 minutes just to put my things away, and then
5 minutes is perfect.
excellent.
I'm gonna go into my room.
Are you sure? All right. Yeah, gonna head in as well.
As soon as the door closes, she's had this kind of pleasant kind of smile on her face the entire time. It immediately drops, and she just sinks to the floor on her back and just lays there until whenever he comes out.
In the room next door, you sort of, as you entering the room, you think, like, this is the first time you got into town earlier this morning. You had a little time to walk around. You sort of wanted to be opportunistic. You saw the crowd at the market. Sort of immediately, the two of you sort of whipped up a little plan, a little bit of entertainment, make sure some of the people in the town recognize your faces. And this is the first time you realize as you step in here that you sort of have a moment to sort of sit. It's just long day of travel.
What's the general layout of the room?
The single bedrooms, they have, a bed frame and a mattress on one side. There's a desk on the other side with sort of a, not super pristine, but a mirror above it, sort of a little vanity style. There's a wash basin in the corner, and there are drawers on the desk that it looks like some ink and parchment has been provided in case anyone needs to write correspondence. So it's pretty small. I mean, it's not a big room.
I think sort of just take in all the things in the room, walk over, sit on the end of the bed, just kind of ponder things a bit, push hair back, just think about it, kind of lift up and just kind of sniff a little bit. Like, nope,
Been worse, been better.
not good enough. Kind of swing off. I guess, retcon, I've had a big bag of stuff we've been carrying.
You probably put it down while you were performing, then picked it back up and headed into the hotel.
Kind of open it, dump it out on the bed. There's just a lot of clothes in there. just a lot of clothes. Kind of rifle through.
Something for every
pick
occasion.
out a shirt and like a simple but just kind of decent vest, like kind of black but like well tailored and everything.
A little less flashy that like doesn't make you spottable from a distance as easily.
Yeah, so I just change clothes real quick, just freshen up a bit, pick up the rest of the clothes. There's a bucket out front for all the wash.
So there's a basket that you can put clothes into, and then you put it outside your door.
Got it. They just all go in that basket. I just put them out front, and just kind of. All right, there we go. That's feel good.
As you sort of relax for a moment, get ready to prepare yourself for the next portion of your day. That's where we're gonna take a little break.
Yeah.
Woo!
All right, we're back in Brunkhollow, everybody. Awesome opening, guys. Welcome to Brunkhollow.
Thank you.
Yay.
Paths to be crossed. Yeah, welcome to the
stanky place.
Stank Hollow. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be
Yeah,
back.
get your
Stick around
Brunkhollow
for more.
Powerball
Get your
numbers
Brunkhollow
ready.
Powerball in. We'll see you guys on the other side. Stick around.
they're going.
Follow, subscribe, like, then comment. In that order, follow, subscribe, like, then comment.
In that order.
Welcome back, everybody, to chapter 50
Betty.
of Brunkhollow. Plenty more to go. Just getting our feet wet here back in Brunkhollow. But before we dive back in,
Feet wet, beaks wet.
Feet wet, beaks wet.
Told by a small bird did a bit, nice for did a bit, wild
Oh,
haggis.
I actually stuck my nose in that.
Nice for a bit, low risk guy a bit, Decrepit Wolf resubscribed, Lachunga Cobra resubscribed, Sabelski gifted a sub. Crazy Lotion resubscribed, Twitch Spark 69 bits, Thanks for Shark 20 bits. Oh my god, this is much more than I thought it was gonna be.
Wow, guys.
Primary Moon resubscribed, Mr. Plib subscribed with Prime, Toes of Valkyrie gave 4 bits, Crazy Lotion 500 bits, Crazy Lotion gave out 10 community subs. Thank you guys. We were just talking about how great
We were
Talk
talking
about
about
Cheers.
Talk about clinkers.
Remember when you thought it was real for a second?
Get out.
I did. Wait, really?
When I first poured it, she was like, "You'll do for
Man, you thought we were pounding.
my God.
We really get into the spirit.
I'd be dead. I would simply be dead.
I love it.
Welcome back to the Paramount.
I get back on the pole.
Free drinks for everyone.
Sometimes we do this for 3 hours.
I didn't know. I thought thought you guys were all just really heavyweights.
No.
That's NPCs are kicking in our
thought
doors
that was
like, I know you went to bed, but I'm just drinking.
This is for you.
Full method.
All
Oh no, it's
right.
really good.
Oh man.
A little bit.
While others might be reclining and reclaiming their belongings in more ordinary fashion, Annabel separates from the pack and takes her practiced route back behind the bank, where as always there is a lookout posted on a balcony above a staircase that leads down beneath the foundation of the building. You flash a little signal to the man up top, and you pass through the set of double doors where a new young concierge, a gnome that looks like he's trying to look tough, he's kind of squinting, crossing his arms as you pass through. He's taken Bodhi's place. Bodhi no longer at the door there. As you start down the staircase, it opens up into the lounge area where things are currently pretty quiet. Even the kitchen doesn't welcome you with the typical rhythmic chopping of cleavers on cutting boards. And the vast majority of the people that are present are sitting around one surface. There's like 7 or 8 people engaged in some kind of hybrid dice card game. You see a couple rolls, some people flipping cards off a deck. It seems to you that the stakes must be pretty high because there's several stacks of coin out on the table, like gold, silver mixed together. Bernine, in a sleeveless shirt and a kind of scarf draped over her shoulders for a little bit of warmth, is there too. She's currently standing, she's watching the game rather than participating in it. And after the next roll, something important must have happened because there's kind of an eruption of profanities. Some people are excited, so fuck yeah! And some people are really mad, oh fuck! Like sort of a crisscross of those kinds of reactions. And Bernine leans forward and she pats a man on the back who seems to have lost a sizable amount of gold all in one go. He sort of pushes a big pile in toward the center. As Bernine is profiled to you, she doesn't really see you kind of coming down the stairs there. So as the next round's being shuffled, she reaches for a bottle, pours herself a drink there. So she doesn't see you right away. And that's pretty much most of the people. There's maybe 1 or 2 other people at their own tables there, but Bernine's sort of watching the game happening there.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to get into Bernine's eye line.
Just as she kind of goes to take a sip there, she looks to her shoulder and... Welcome back, kid. Glad to have you back under our roof.
Thanks.
How are things over at the last place I'd ever want to go to?
They are, spicy.
So spicy we should take a little walk?
I think so. If you got a second, if I can pull you away.
The next round of cards I want in. Hold a spot for me. Yeah. Have a seat.
Yes, gods, please. Cheers. Oh, fuck.
Did Merwin get you where you needed to go?
He did, and I kept his name off of any lists.
I know he talks a big game, but I'd also say for the most part he tends to back it up.
Yeah, he's got 50 gold of mine. I wonder if I'll see it back.
I'll let him know next I see him. He hasn't been back here since you left, so workload must be pretty heavy over there.
Yeah, he may not be back here for a while.
I'll make a note of it.
Anyways,
Just to be clear, you didn't put his name on any list, and he still won't be back anytime soon.
I think it's gonna be an all hands on deck situation at the fort.
Okay then.
Yeah, I'll have a little bit more of that. I am some updates. I am a wanted fugitive by Fort Contrition and Piran for magic, murder, and escaping prison. I did get the man out that I wanted, but he is in a place inaccessible to me at the moment. And that's sort of it.
Sometimes I drink to success. Sometimes I drink to failure. Right now I don't know which I'm drinking to.
It's sort of a mixed bag, I would say.
2 drinks then.
Yeah. I have a question. Bernine, I know you and Hawk are friends. Y'all ever talk politics?
We talk about who we wish is in power, who's in power that we don't want in power. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, are you skeptical of the way things are?
Sometimes.
Great. That's all need be said about that. I'm just... If there was somebody you trusted, who knew a lot about the downwheel, who would that be? Someone perhaps sympathetic to the way things are. Someone who perhaps is, down for the cause.
Let me think on it. There are some people who I would have said, whose loyalties perhaps need to be tested at a different level before I make a recommendation.
Loyalty cannot come at too high a cost, in my opinion.
Speaking of which, how did it play with the other flea bags? Reliable enough? Didn't get in your way?
I think they may be very valuable allies. I think that Welker is an extremely reliable ally, and I have to say I could not have done it without him.
Make a persuasion check.
Let's go.
I believe it.
Persuasion is 14.
14? I'm glad to hear that. I would say that his reputation up to this point around the butcher shop has been mixed.
If we were to give a name of who were responsible for that unfortunate death, would that clear a way for Welker to get back in some good grace? If there was a head on a pike, in a manner of speaking?
It's a couple of days since the incident. Maybe.
Does it seem like does it seem like that's reliable, or?
Give me an insight check.
Okay. That's only a 9.
9. It's hard to sort of gauge. You do get the impression that, there might have been a couple of things she's heard and she's just trying to sort of weigh her options and reconcile. She hasn't written him off completely, you can tell that, but what she's heard some things she's heard may be contrasting with what you're telling her, so she's sort of trying to figure out where he stands in her estimation.
I have been told that, Court, that's the man who threw the card, right? He was found hanging in the downwheel. Is that one of ours?
He was.
No, was that... I don't think he hung himself, is what I'm saying. Do we think that was one of ours?
Yes.
I understand. All right. What do you think, in your estimation, might go away to clear TC's name?
As Court learned the hard way, some people don't like to play by the rules. I get the impression that Mr. Welker doesn't always like to play by the rules.
He can be persuaded. He is not a man, in my estimation, of a strong will. A firm hand can guide him where he needs to go.
I believe that. You're seeking to raise Mr. Welker in my estimations. Is that a precursor to something else?
When I tell someone that I'm going to help them out, I like to follow through on that promise.
And you made such a promise to Mr. Welker.
No such promise. An implication. And he really did me a solid. Anyway. So,
If he came back to the butcher shop, he'd be allowed to speak his piece. Is that good enough?
yeah.
That I can give him.
All right. People can make their own assessments. He can make his own bed.
Good enough.
Fair.
So what now? You got what you needed? Back on a wagon to Vancouver or what?
No, I didn't quite get what I needed. I need something that is now in the downwield.
It wasn't just about getting him out. You need something else from him.
He is not entirely free as of yet. And there may be others.
Others like you.
And others something else entirely. But they all move in a way that could change things for the better, for the cause of freedom.
I think I understand you. So like I said, what now?
Do you know if they are not of the most reliable sort, someone who would be able to give me detailed information about the downwield? I haven't gone out exploring. Anyone that you could recommend would be good. I could ask around.
Daphne.
Great. And,
She doesn't travel around the butcher shop too much anymore,
yes.
but she plays by the rules.
Okay. I'll ask Daphne. Sounds great. Can I get my stuff back?
Your clothing disgusts me. Your current clothing.
My God, Vernie. Yes. Well, they are borrowed. And yes.
Third room on the second floor. There's a chest that has your things.
Thank you.
Key that she hands over.
I am very grateful.
Grateful to have you back in the fold.
I'm going to be staying at the Paramount to keep an eye on my newfound.
Fair enough.
And also to make sure I don't ruffle any feathers as a young upstart.
Also fair.
All right. But I'll be around. Cheers. Good luck on your cards. And I'll sort of drift up the stairs.
Head up, and again, the second floor is like an open second floor because there's like
Yeah.
a little sort of balcony that goes around. You go over to the room, sort of open it up inside, look around. There's a little chest in the corner. There's all your stuff.
Thank God.
Your bow that has like the little pieces of paper. You make sure that none of them are missing or that any have kind of fallen off since you last held
Or
it.
changed.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Uh,
It's 2024.
yeah. They have changed. Great.
And after you have your stuff,
I would like to head out. Is there anywhere? She has an overwhelming urge, a witchy urge to strip naked and jump in a river. But she's not gonna do that. Is the river like sort of like? Can I do that actually? Okay, then I'm gonna fucking.
if you
do
look
that.
at your maps, I mean, the Bank of
Big-
Brunkhollow is right by the
I'm
river
gonna
there. And
fucking
not only is
on
it right
the
by the river, but it's
backside.
like not in a place where like it's not right in the middle of town.
She
Everyone's-
literally the witchy senses get to her, and she's like, "I'm fucking doing it." So she has her. If I could like sort of take a long rest and have, or a short rest and have my not a long rest, have a short, jump in the river and like wash off all of Fort Contrition, and then like study my book so I can get basically a short rest back and get a spell level back and
Stay here for a little while and by the riverbank and scrub and study the book and stuff. That's what you can certainly do.
Yeah.
There's a
dude.
fisherman like.
She's like big Tituba energy, just like on the riverbank.
A fish gets on the line
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like,
Yeah, the bowl goes off into the river.
Yeah, that's it.
we'll head back to Paramount here.
funny.
And after a quick little rest and turn around, you put your clothes outside the door, and you hear the door open next door. You can hear him outside there if you are.
I think I would just be kind of standing outside her door without knocking for a bit, just kind of listening. Convinced I've been sneaky.
Should I roll perception or?
I mean, you could hear the door open and close. You can like. Are you waiting to hear if he like goes downstairs?
No, I think
definitely
I
the
hear
door.
that
Yep.
he's like, if I know that he's out there, I'll give him maybe 30 more seconds and just try to just rally and spring back up and open the door and.
As her door opens, I reach out and I'm like, oh! Great timing.
Yes.
You feel rested? You get everything you need?
Yes, thank you. We should
Yes.
we
should
head somewhere.
Yes. Well, I think. Let's see. Do we have any? I don't know. Did the hotel have any maps of the town?
No, but you took a walk through town.
That's
If
fair.
Like you have a decent sense of like where things roughly are.
Do you think you wanna? Would you like to head over to where? You know the plot that the kind gentleman at the front desk told us about, or
The plot where
What's his
Landry
name?
might be.
yeah, where Landry might be, or do you want to check out other places first?
Do you think Landry is still here?
I,
3 days?
Well, maybe he just got tired of their food. It happens. 3 days isn't that long.
There was the other man, Vincent.
Yes, we could check up on Vincent. I believe he said about what time is it currently?
like 1 o'clock. Yeah.
1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we need to wait for it to be evening for Vincent, though. He runs a nighttime establishment.
So maybe we could head towards the south side of the river, and then
Yes.
when it gets dark, we can.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
I think it's as good as any we're gonna get.
Well, do you have all your things? Should we just head out?
Yes.
Okay.
You start to move. As that's also happening, you guys are kind of on the top floor. It's 4 floors tall. Another floor down. Are you guys on 3 or are you on 2? You guys are on 2. Are you on? You're on 3.
I'm in room 7, I think. I don't know if that.
Oh, yeah. I
was
think
on-
we maybe had them as just numbers originally, but I think you're 1 floor up from them. I think I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah. So you're on the next floor down. You had finished up your letters and things.
Yeah.
Before you had-
Are we? How long has it been? Have we taken a short rest?
Would
or
you
are
have
we-
liked to? I don't know if you wanted to stay that long.
Yeah, I mean, if nobody's coming and knocking on my door, I'll
Okay.
take the time.
Another floor down.
I go knock on his door.
Did you see that weird man in the freaking prison guard outfit? He looked like he had no moral backbone.
Were you guys hoping to get in a short rest, or were you just?
No, probably not. After changed and have my weapons and everything back, probably no armor still, but I'm actually gonna go double check that Maeve actually made it back here and have some business with her. So I'm gonna run there, and then maybe by then we'll be around the time we meet up at the Monteros.
All right.
Is that cool?
Cool.
All right. Bye.
See you, bitch.
And yeah, I'll head out.
Doxley, were you sticking around to rest, or were you heading somewhere else? You're like, are you going downstairs, or are you staying here?
It's a good question.
Good thing for a second. You don't have to.
I'm gonna go downstairs and see if I can buy a bottle of booze.
Okay. Head downstairs. So you're going down with Illien, even though you know
Yeah.
that he's heading elsewhere.
Yeah, we awkwardly follow each other
Bye.
downstairs.
Oh,
and say bye.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yep.
As you guys are moving down the stairs, you can hear footsteps behind you, and if you just peek over your shoulder, you see coming down from the sort of next floor up, sort of exiting it around the same time. It's 2 people that you saw performing in the street earlier.
Hello, neighbor.
Oh, hello. We've got neighbors already.
We only caught a glimpse of it, but you had a little performance going on out front. It's quite fantastic from what I saw.
Yes, thank you. Yes, we we travel, perform, things of that nature. We just got into town. Are you fairly new? You're also staying at the...
We're old souls, but we do like it here. If you need any pointers how to get around, I'm your guy. I'm Illien Tyrun.
Andre Lamont.
Andre and
Valentine.
Valentine. Nice to meet you. Okay, Valentine, Andre.
You can call me Lamont.
Oh,
That's fine.
okay, Lamont. Great. You guys are stepping out.
Yes, actually, if you could, I don't quite know. It goes south of the river. I don't know.
Oh, you're wanting to find this Landry Beckett. Beckham. Across the river past the Merc Hall, I think is what you told Clemens in front of us, yeah?
Yes, actually, that's...
I'm just pulling your leg, but that's Brunkhollow. You never know who's listening. So first lesson as a flea bag. Ears everywhere.
As a flea bag.
Flea bag. You guys are flea bags. We're more flea sacks at this point. But
I'm actually... My hygiene is...
top notch.
Yes.
Are you?
The two of them are talking, and Doxley and Val like,
Just looking at you like, just let him.
If you shoot me a look, I'll be like, all right. I won't say anything. I'll let them talk.
Anyways, I'm just poking fun. I'm headed the same direction if you really are finding this Landry fellow. If you want to head.
Yes, if you know the layabouts.
Absolutely.
Layabouts? Layout?
Lay around.
Layabouts. I guess
Whereabouts?
also the layabouts. It would be quite helpful, actually.
Yeah, if we go, it'll probably kick out. So.
I think you found your new best friend, Illien.
I don't know. We gotta test the waters.
you guys have gotten down, even sort of walking and talking. And sort of
We really would. We'd quite appreciate the help, actually. Thank you. Isn't this
Sure.
kind of...
It's a lovely town.
Yes.
See, my patrons occasion to meet.
Yeah, just upstairs.
I was actually, if I had seen you before, I was going to recommend perhaps that some of my more seasoned patrons might be able to direct you across the river to where you're looking for.
That's fantastic. Well, Illien here has already offered his hospitality, which is quite... I think I'm going to like it here.
A good enough guide if there ever was one, yes.
Oh, thank you, Clemens. Very nice.
Perchance.
All right. Well, I have to get going pretty quick, so let's get a boogie on.
Yes, let's boogie.
All right. I like you too, Lamont. All right.
Have a good afternoon.
All right. See you, Clemens. Bye, sister.
Bye, brother.
Oh, Doxley, by the way. This is my sister, Doc.
Doxley.
Doxley.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Great show.
I'm Andre Lamont. Thank you. Again, I'm Andre Lamont. Don't know if you were listening.
Illien Tyrun. We do the same thing. That's great. All right. Shall we?
As Doxley heads in a separate direction, Val kind of looks longingly
longingly at solitude. Before we follow the three of them, where are you?
I was gonna grab a bottle.
Oh, sorry. You wanted to head to the kitchen. Sorry, you weren't leaving
Oh,
the
yeah,
building. Yeah, sure.
I was gonna grab a bottle and then go maybe knock on. Don't look at me like that. Knock on TC's door.
Okay, so we'll say you grab a bottle and then start to head up. But we'll follow outside for a moment.
You're not naked in the south side of the river, are you?
Not on the side. On a different side
A
of the
little
river.
further.
Great.
out of public view slightly. It's just the fishermen.
It's just that one fish.
And I guess probably the lookout at the top.
Yeah.
He's seen worse.
He's definitely.
There's just people sneaking into the butcher shop. And he's like, As you're moving further south in town, it's very strange for Illien sort of walking past EOD to heading in the direction of Maeve's and not having to like make way or dodge the constant stream of wagons and horses that are making their way through the street. What was once an epicenter of activity is now just kind of a quiet little riverside jaunt here. And even though you can't say you enjoyed the ever-present sort of barking hubbub around EOD, it does feel like a piece of the town is missing. Like someone just took a pair of shears and cut it out from the map of Brunkhollow. As you guys are moving along, you're following Illien a little bit, and you see him kind of look at that place. And it is like boarded up. The windows are boarded up.
Does it seem notably unusual? Are there not a lot of boarded up places
Yes,
around here?
it's the only one you've seen, certainly in town, like not on the outskirts of town. Like this is one of the most central and biggest buildings in town, and it's completely boarded up, and there's like nobody. It strikes you as very unusual.
Does it have like branding on it? Like, can we see?
Yes, over the loading bay, where there's like a big kind of 2 big barn-style doors, and it says "Excavation on Demand" over those doors, like the name of the business or operation, as far as.
Sounds like demand was in short supply.
Oh, EOD.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever happened while I was away the last couple days. But it used to be all the bustle in town.
What was it?
What was what? Oh, this. There's a man named Bison. He owns a lot of the dig sites out in the valley. He had a big operation going. A lot of materials came through, and so.
The mining company shut down?
Yeah, at least here in centrally, it looks like. Sounds like some of the dig sites are still active. He's just managing them from elsewhere.
Oh. It's curious. I was under the impression that mining was sort of the main thing around here.
There's definitely a lot of dig sites, and I don't think all are owned by Bison. There's some independent sites as well. You're into mining.
Fascinating. Well, no, I just, you hear so many stories about this place, and you get here, and it's curious.
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of discovering it at the same time, so we'll see how that affects the town and what it turns into. Maybe Bison will be back in the next day or two, and this is all blow over. I don't know.
And it was a hub, you said? People used to...
Well, there's just a lot of workers, a lot of traffic. So,
Both of you give me an insight check.
Okay. All right. I see you.
I can see him.
Illien is standing. 16.
He looks like Illien.
13.
16, 13. You guys just get the sense, it doesn't seem malicious, but you do get the sense that he just maybe knows a little more about the situation than he's letting on. I mean, he's been here in town longer than you. It doesn't seem like he's deviously trying to hide from you. Just that, like...
I draw a knife.
Tell us what you know about this boarded up fiddle. Yeah, it just sort of something seems like he maybe knows a little more than he's letting on. That's the only thing you pick up there.
Well, it's a shame that something so central to the town could shut down in a matter of days. But I suppose that's just the nature of business.
yeah, Brunkhollow's pretty rough and tumble.
Yeah.
You'll find that. Are you guys staying a long time?
Oh, we're sort of just scouting it out. We're not quite sure how long we're going to be here.
Just a couple of days at most.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, but, in the future, we may, depending on how this place seems, we may end up setting up shop here ourselves.
Swing on back.
Yes.
Cool. Well, we're headed right over this bridge. It's a lovely bridge. They call this little something.
Did I mention I'm your guide? This is a little something.
Little Hook River. Something like that.
If you look to the left,
This is a different. This is literally Brunkhollow Creek.
Oh, Brunkhollow Creek. Yes, yeah, that's what it is.
But most people call it Lil something.
You get up to the bridge, and there's a couple people sort of fishing off the edge of the bridge. One person's just kind of leaning against, sort of, he's got kind of a bottle in hand. Seems to just be kind of enjoying the weather there. And this is where, like, Maves is off to the right, so if you're planning on going there, but you're at the bridge that leads to the south side of the river there.
Have I seen any blue smoke or anything happening in this?
There is a little blue smoke.
All right, cool,
There we
cool.
go.
Right, well, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. You said it was some plots past the Merc Hall, right? So
South side of the river, something like that.
yeah, just head this way. I'll point toward past the Merc Hall.
You pointing to me?
Yeah, head this way to this guy. He knows what's going on. All right, see ya.
I do?
I'm gonna walk off.
Hey!
Sorry,
What was that?
little joke. These guys are new. Treat them well.
I've seen you around.
Oh, you have.
Yeah, just around town.
Oh, what's your name? Illien. Illien Tyrun, if you want me to speak first.
Yeah, I've seen you around.
Cool. And now I have seen you around, sir. Maybe I'll see you around more. Nameless wanderer.
Quince.
Quince.
Andre Lamont.
Yeah, I've seen you two around. I
Like,
see everybody around.
that's fair, yes.
I like to look around, see people.
It's a wonderful activity.
Yeah. Saw you walking through earlier today. Then I saw you up at the market. See? Saw you around.
Certainly did.
The man's got some right eyes on him, doesn't he?
During this, can I have tried to slink away?
Yeah, you sort of back up a little bit there.
Did we slink away?
You guys are walking one way, he's walking the
Oh, wow.
Seen him around.
Twins.
All right.
Twins, you are so
Oh no.
Follow Illien
Wow.
here for a moment.
So many out of work miners.
I guess so.
Oh,
There's
God,
some
yeah.
more day
Time on
drinking
their
people in the thoroughfare than there was prior.
Uh-oh.
No.
You're pleased to find that a replacement water wheel has been fitted onto the rear side of the house.
Wow.
It's slightly larger this time. It's got some sturdier slats. You sort of upgraded to make sure that it doesn't break down again. And the steady churning as it continues to turn has become part of this kind of ambiance around Maeve's home once again. If that isn't enough to make you feel like things are back to normal, the blue smoke streaming out of the nearby window surely is. There's certainly someone home, and they're steadily puffing on some ether if you had to guess. It smells sort of familiar to your nostrils, having been here several times.
I'm gonna step up to the door, and time again, Maeve said to just like people just walk in when they want stuff, but I'm gonna stop and give a knock. Hey Maeve. Illien's back in town. Saying hi.
I'm occupied filling several orders that came in this morning. But if it's something I've got on hand, I'll allow you a quick purchase. What do you need?
Can I come in?
And she immediately sort of,
Classic move. I've gotten used to that one, Maeve. So you had him running with an axe beak earlier. Tried to save you, but you had saved yourself. So
What the fuck do you know about that?
certain someone told us that something happened and fetched us, came to help you. You were gone, but I did find this bottle, which made me think that you got out safely. And boom, present for you. This bat shit right here.
I appreciate the gesture, but it's not enough. But don't be down about it, because I failed in a similar fucking fashion.
Does it help to have even a little bit more, or do you need a lot at once?
I need it in much greater quantity than any little grotto is gonna have. The only place I know where they congregate like degenerates at the heathen is a little island down past Goblin territory. And it ain't no small thing to get yourself there.
Yeah. Yeah,
I had to get what I could from that fucking little cave, but it just wasn't enough. And by the way, I didn't hire Bodhi because I thought he'd make for a good lookout.
Why'd you hire him?
I hired him because it looked like he needed the work.
Yeah. Don't worry. I feel like he's on the up and up. He's learned his lesson. He'll figure something out soon.
Sure he fucking has.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. Well, do you want this bottle? It's perfectly in good condition. Or I can hold on to it.
I'll take the bottle of bat shit.
There you go.
And what do I owe you for the pleasure of this fucking dry ass bottle?
How about a slightly longer conversation? I know that you're a little busy, but there's just some things I want to ask and check up on. Been gone a couple days.
So you have?
Can I step in?
Fine.
Thank you. I'll take a step in. Does it look frenzied in here? Or
it looks like she's busy making lots of potions. There's it seems to be demand. Like there's several sort of tubes and sort of beakers and glass objects. Yeah, so it doesn't look like anything like strange or suspicious. She looks like she just has a lot of orders she's filling at the moment.
Gotcha. Well, I'm happy. It seems like your work with Josie panned out. I remember carting that wood back over for you to her place, and now you got a good water wheel going.
Is this the long conversation that you wanted to have?
No, sorry, just dropping what conversation points I have. Anyways, so 2 things. We'll get right down to business. I'm gonna take out the bottle of the statue stuff that I scooped from the well. This, I don't know what it is, and I don't know if it's even just mud, but I think it might be a very important material. And I'm wondering if you have a way to identify what this could be made out of, this sludge, what components went into it.
Where did you get it?
In a cavern, underground. Pretty far down.
That's probably fucking mud then.
I have reason to believe it's not just mud.
You just said it might be fucking mud.
It might be, because there was it was an area with a big underground lake, and some water had rushed over it. I don't know if it's the sediment of whatnot had claimed its place in this container.
It was probably that.
Even if it's 1% a chance that it's not, I really need to know what it is.
Give me a persuasion check.
Come on. This is why you kept your second wind, right?
This is why I kept my second wind, right. And I'm gonna use it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. Okay. Perception, 18.
Not perception. Persuasion.
Oh, that's plus 2? Yes, so 17.
17. Give me an insight check.
Okay. Oh! When was the last time my inspiration? It was.
Certainly, if you have one. You can...
I know,
Yeah, no way.
but since we long rested at the jail.
Yeah, you haven't used your inspiration since.
I don't think you've used
All
that.
you've done is talk to the warden.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna use my last inspiration.
Come on, baby.
This guy's gone.
Yeah, get it out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay. That's gonna be a 10.
You don't pick up on too much.
Ah.
She kind of looks she looks at it a little long. Like if she thought it was actually just like some mud, you'd expect her to kind of look at it and like put it away. She gives it a longer look, sort of tilting it back and forth. The consistency of it's slightly different. Like mud, if you turned it over, it would like stick and then maybe like plop down the other side. But it's a little less viscous than that. Like if she turns it, it kind of slides to the bottom of the bottle there.
Seeing her note that, I want to try to just say to her, like, if you do see anything, this is actually very, very important to me. Anything at all would be fantastic.
All right. I'll take a look at it.
Thank you. I thought you were just gonna say no. So thank you for that.
And what do I get for the pleasure of my services?
What do you want?
I don't suppose you'd be up to go getting me some of that high quantity of guano that I'm looking for.
That actually kind of leads into the other thing I was going to talk to you about. I know this is a touchy subject. Hopefully it's been a couple days, but I think I know that cave because Kate had mentioned it to me. I'd be happy to go get it as a way to help the project you two are working on. Just want to stay true to my word to her that I'd help in any way I can.
Is she coming back?
I don't know. I haven't gotten any correspondence, but it's only been a couple days, so.
Well, I don't want to put you out. So if you're not going in that direction anyway, it's awfully out of the way.
Where's it located?
You know where that Goblin Raider camp used to be? Before they started to scatter across the downwheel?
Pretty familiar with it.
It's further than that.
That was actually pretty close to where the shoot, I'm blanking. Where the line is. What is it called? The distance. The cusp. I was pretty close to where the cusp of Brunkhollow is. Is it outside of the cusp?
I don't think it's outside the cusp.
All right. Well, to be honest, we just got back, and I don't know where we're headed next. But it sounds like it could be everywhere and nowhere. So if I do end that way, I'll make sure I swing by to let you know I'm gonna bring back some bad shit. Is there a list perhaps of other things you might need? Because like I said, we may be headed north, East, west, everywhere. So if there's other materials, just so I have a list, if I come across anything, I can bring back for you.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
Where are you from?
Baron, the docks.
What did you do growing up?
Not great things. Not very proud of it. But I survived with my family. And that's, as much as anyone else, right?
That sword on your back, you got a lot of weapons training?
Very much. There's hardly anything that I can't use. Why the sudden interest?
Because I don't have a lot of weapons training, is why I ask.
Are you looking to get trained? I can give you some pointers. Oh.
I'm looking for someone to test something for me.
Will it make me stronger? Swing harder?
No.
Well, what do you need tested? I can try.
Why don't you come back later today? I might have a list of things that you can get for me.
Okay. Honestly, this is the best conversation I think we've ever had, mate. So grateful for that. Thanks for being open with me.
Since you hadn't been here for a couple days, we'll consider this making up for the previous ones where you used to come knocking on my door.
All right, that's fair. Don't want to ruin the moment. So I'm just gonna leave before I do talk too much again. So I'm out of here. Bye, Maeve.
Give me one more insight check.
Oh, baby. Do it good this time.
Yeah, I do well.
Okay. 14.
14. You just get a sense, not only is this sort of like the conversation broke through in a way that it hasn't before, you get the sense, even though you'd like to believe so, because it would make you feel good, you get the sense that it wasn't just your heroicism in providing her. Like, she seems like something, almost like something has pushed up a timeline. Like, she seems like
Okay.
wanting to get things going, and she, obviously had a lot of trust in Kate, and maybe where she would have previously liked to wait for Kate to come back, now it seems like maybe she needs somebody else to help her because there's something else at play here.
Okay. Cool. I'll step out.
Right, step back out of the thoroughfare. Go back to the Paramount for a moment where Doxley gives a knock on that third floor door belonging to TC.
Doxley will take the tip of the bottle and just lean it up against the door and lightly drag
TC
it.
like goes for his weapons. Who's there? Doxley?
Yeah.
Come on in.
I'll let myself in.
Good afternoon.
I'm not intruding, am I?
Just resting. Stretching, getting ready for what's coming.
What is coming?
I don't know. I have to get out into the downworld and find that demi-hag.
Where is she?
I could describe it to you. There is one other thing about her. She is somehow indebted to a dead man.
Doesn't sound like such a bad thing.
The preacher that was put into the river that I shot. You remember?
Yeah.
He is back giving sermons.
friends. I saw him with my own eyes. Through one of those portals that she cut through the air. She owes him something. There is some deal made. I don't understand. But where two rushing rivers meet, there's a fork, and he and a dozen or so others are plotting, praying. Hierophant. Do you know what that means? You don't. You don't know what that means. I've thought back from my schooling. I've thought back from all the preaching and the prayers, and it's on the skirts of something that I know, but I don't understand it. And I think Annabel and I can find her, and we can maybe learn more about the statues, about where they are. This fourth one, this fifth spot.
You said that they're... I only understood a little bit of what you said, but there's all somewhere out in the downwheel.
There was nearly seven portals.
Also, just quick for clarity's sake, the rivers intersecting was actually a different one. There's a couple river-based ones.
Roaring River.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Two
Just-
rivers
I just
intersect
wanted-
was
yes,
Avery.
that was
I'm
a
sorry.
different
Yes.
one. Yes, I just wanted to be clear that not a different area of the town.
At least 7 portals. Avig to a sparse forest. Haskell, Morna's Haskell. To an island in a large lake with a cave. And the hag to that rushing river.
Large lake with a cave.
Yes.
The same cave as the one we read in... God, that goblin's note. The one that's imprisoned at the Merc-Hall. He knew of a cave on a lake that might have something of value in it.
Do you know what direction it's in?
I know someone who might. Or last I checked, he was still alive and locked up.
Annabel knows Haskell as well. They all knew each other from that village.
Yeah, she told me.
I imagine she'll want to... Not sure if she'll want to go to him first or try to get to the hag, but...
Where do you want to go, Tissy? And she'll hand you the bottle.
I want to go to bed.
That can be arranged.
I want to go in a hole and cover it with dirt. Where nobody can find me. We gotta talk to the hag. I think we got her out. We opened the gates, we took off her shackles, and she ripped everyone out of their cells and through those portals and got herself out. She may even feel indebted to us in some way, enough to talk to us at least. But she is powerful. She's dangerous, unstable, powerful. And as I say, she is somehow indebted or has promises made to this reanimated preacher. So we gotta watch out for him. I imagine he'll remember me. Well, what have you got going on?
I don't know. I don't know.
The unspoken thing here is that if I don't find out more information,
That's not gonna happen.
I shouldn't stay in town long. I should leave here probably first thing in the morning.
I'm sure the group will see to that.
I'll probably restock. I'll go to Good's Gold and get some supplies.
I'm sure that'll also be seen to by the group as well.
I sent a letter to the warden. I'm going to send a letter to the warden. I suppose he didn't give you my gold, my portion of the gold?
He did not.
Shit.
And I imagine that the other portion he promised myself and my brother, we will also not be seeing.
I don't even know if I'll have time to read my letter.
That's true too. Well, whatever I can spare, I can lend you some money.
I have a small purse. I should be fine. Maybe Crenshaw will have some studded leather.
I'm stopping by there at some point, I can ask. You did good.
I did something. Who it'll be good for in the end, I don't know.
It's always impossible to tell. Sometimes the best intentions are the ones that come out with the worst outcomes. Best not to think about it.
Right. Good intentions.
Not that I would know what those are. All right. I can leave you to rest. Just wanted to make sure that you were... whatever.
I'm whatever.
I'll see you downstairs. I'll be taking this.
Of course.
Back downstairs. Lobby of the pyramid. Over on the other side of the river, you move quickly to get away from the gentleman who saw you around. But when you get to the other side of the bridge, it's very pleasant on this side. It has, some of the town atmosphere of Brunkhollow, but because there's less sort of buildings and houses back here, it's a little calmer. You get to listen to the flow of the river off to your right there. There's kind of a neat long row of houses. One of the first big buildings on your left has this sort of stone archway. And you might have, while you were walking around town, heard that this is like a contract hall, like a mercenary hall. People call it the Merc Hall, they refer to it. So that's that first sort of larger building. And you imagine that if this person that you're looking for was like housed somewhere, staying somewhere, it wouldn't be there. That's like a place of sort of business or training. So you pass by that, you give it a little look inside, you see some people milling about in there. And then you start to look down the row of houses. There's, 7, 8, 9 houses down the row there. Both of you give me perception checks.
Oh, that's not good.
That's a 6.
That's a 9.
Tourists.
Well, there's a river.
And a row of houses.
Basically, you're looking for, anyone you might be able to ask or say something to, and nobody jumps out. So you're thinking, if you, without any other leads, you might have to knock on a door or see if you can mill about until somebody kind of comes out of one of these houses, because they don't have any, other than the Merc Hall, there's no indication of what these houses are, who they belong to.
About how many houses are there? Oh, he has to count. That's not good.
9 houses. No,
9 houses?
Yeah.
All right, let me just roll a d9 real quick.
Oh!
D9.
Oh. Is that a 6 or a 9? That's a 9. All right, so I'm gonna go to the furthest house, I guess.
Monty, Monty.
All the way down there at
Monty.
the end.
Yes.
Monty,
What's up?
have we thought about what we're going to say if we do find Landry? Maybe we should think about that before we potentially open door with him behind it.
Well, I was thinking, first thing we do is ask if he'd like to go get a drink.
Okay.
And then we'll just kind of figure it out from there.
notice the guy that was showing us around? What was his name? Illien?
Illien Tyrun.
Don't get too far from your mics there, just so.
Oh yes.
It's okay.
Did you notice? He heard us.
Yes.
He heard. I mean,
Yes. Well, we have nothing to hide.
they're very suspicious here.
Maybe we just need to act a little less suspicious.
We have no plan. We've got no plan.
Well, plans just get in the way of creative thinking, really, when you think about it.
Wait, but don't do that.
We have a very simple thing to ask him. I think we just find him, we see how he's doing, we hobnob a little bit, and we ask how, we ask him what we need to ask him. He loves us.
Hobnob and
Hobnob.
I mean,
Yeah. I was gonna get there. Yeah.
And so the plan is just to knock on every door.
Well, no, I'm going to stop once I find the one that has him in it.
All right, knock on the door.
you get down to the edge. So the last sort of two buildings on this side of the bank, to your right, sort of right where the river starts to split off into a couple different places, there's like a kind of a watchtower. Doesn't look like anyone's in it at the moment. You've seen these around town. There's a couple of them in case the citizens of Brunkhollow need to sort of see if something's at a distance, whether to scout like a incoming fire or something. You've seen them around. The other building that's on your left, and it's the final sort of real house on the block, is a little sort of simple farmstead-looking house, and there's a wide penned-in area that has an assortment of animals. There's a horse in there, there's a couple of pigs. As you get closer, you can kind of hear them sort of moving around. And on the porch of this house, there's an older gnomish gentleman, and he's got a brush in one hand, and he's got a shoe up on his left thigh, and he's sort of... And he looks like he's kind of, shining his shoe there, brushing off the dirt from his shoes. It looks like pretty filthy, like this shoe might have been used to walk around in the pigsty not too long ago, so he's sort of...
Hello! Oh, you look like a real man of the earth, backbone of society. How are you doing? How are the animals?
What do you want, Hobgoblin?
Well, I was just curious. I've got a friend who's recently come to these parts. Not a hobgoblin, a normal human man, I assume. We didn't really get a description.
He is.
He's a human?
Oh, yeah. Landry, yeah.
Yes, you wouldn't happen to know of a new gentleman by the name of Landry who's been around, have you?
What's it to you, Hobgoblin?
Well, he's just a friend of ours, so I was hoping to find him. We're new in town, and
We're just passing by. We were hoping to connect before we leave.
What's it worth to you?
Well,
Must not be that good a friend.
well, I'm just trying to, let's see. How does...
Let's see.
I just gotta It's worth one reckless attack. I think I just kind of get out the purse and just kind of start like rifling through. I don't know. What's a good amount of gold to these to people in these parts?
I'm gonna take 5 gold pieces.
That's what I was thinking. Good choice.
And hand them over to him. Will this suffice?
There's like a little railing to the porch area. You sort of place it there, and he looks at it.
Third house down from here.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate the help.
Don't want to go knocking on the door,
Why is that?
'cause that ain't where he is. In the backyard, there's a cellar door. He been renting it, so he ain't in the house.
Would it be all right for us to just traipse over to the cellar door, or is that...
Not my house, so I don't know.
It's fair enough. Well, this has been a lovely conversation. Thank you for all the help. I think we can take it from here. Yes? Pardon me while my associate thinks things over.
I noticed your shoes. Are they broken?
pulled the sole out.
Oh, well, I happen to be quite good at fixing shoes if you'd like some help with that. In exchange for your help.
You already paid me in exchange for my help.
Well, it was a big help.
It's true.
And it's no trouble. I could do it in 5 minutes.
It's true, she's quite good. I've had these boots for 8 years. They're in prime condition.
He looks at your boots. They're nice.
Very nice.
He puts the shoe on the railing there.
And I will use my cobbler's
You
tools.
take out, if you set your
Oh,
backpack
yeah.
down, you sort of unfurl some cobbler's tools there.
Which I think does take about, 5 minutes or so?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like the shoe's not in utter disrepair. It looks like the sole pulled a little loose from the stitching at the bottom.
Easy fix.
Yeah. Give me I think it says on there, I think it's a dexterity check or something.
Oh, okay. I
and
destroy the man's shoe.
And because you're proficient, you roll with advantage.
Okay.
Nice.
In that
A
setup where it's-
D10, which is this, correct?
no, a d20 with
A
advantage.
D20 with
The
advantage.
D's just 10.
Got it. That's a 10. That's a 13.
Great. So as
On
you
the die?
take out your
13 on the die.
Oh, it's a
dexterity
16. I mean 16, yeah.
Great. So as you start to take out your kit, you start to work on the shoe a little bit. He comes up to the railing and he kind of watches you just to make sure.
You see, you can tell that your foot tilts a little bit inward because you see there's so much more wear on the left side of the shoe. So what I'm going to do is just reinforce it. So, I mean, it shouldn't give you any trouble for, gosh, at least 8 months.
Inside of my foot always hurts.
Well, this would be why. I mean, I can even try to cushion it a little bit. Maybe it will feel better.
Thank you, man.
You're very welcome.
So after you're done, take a minute there. He sort of waits. He tests the shoe a little bit.
Sorry about that hobgoblin shit.
It's all right. I know some folks are still just. It's all right. I appreciate it.
Well, the man who owns that house ain't in right now.
But Landry's in the back, in the cellar.
All I know is Landry been renting it.
Well,
I don't know if he's in there right now.
we'll have a look.
We appreciate it, really. Thank you.
Alright. He goes back. He puts the shoe on. You can see as you look over your shoulder, he's sort of testing it.
Now I need the other fucking shit.
But his left side's gonna be way more dexterous than his right.
He was the guy watching the pigs when we snuck around.
Yeah.
He was the guy up there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the wolves are coming. You should
Wait, Pigman's a callback?
Yeah, big man's
Hell yeah.
back. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, third house.
Third house
in the
down
cellar.
from him. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if the owner of the house isn't in, we should be able to just walk back there without any problems.
All right.
All right. We'll just go ahead and traipse on over.
You can sort of move between the second and third houses from the end. There's a narrow sort of passage to the back. And as you get to the back, it looks like the person here does some like agricultural stuff. You can kind of see on your maps. There's sort of like some grains and crops back there that have been arranged into some rows. And they're not so tall that they're like dwarfing you, but if you crouch down, you can even kind of move through them.
Does it seem like farming is like what he does, or this is like for him, like just personal
It
crops?
looks like because this sort of area of crops is in the backyard of multiple homes. Like it seems like a group here are agricultural. I think they're growing. Yes, there's several people all growing crops together in this area.
Okay.
And as you turn the corner there, you sort of look around to the back side of the third house down, and there is indeed up against the side of the house like a double cellar door that's been affixed to the back side there.
Okay. Go ahead and walk on over. Look at Val, just like give a nod, check in. You ready?
I mean, go for it.
I'll just rap on the door with my cane a couple times.
Silence.
It's Lamont. Andre Lamont from the Circus.
Maybe it's open.
It's possible. It just seems a little rude.
Well, maybe he can't hear us. Maybe he's too far inside. I don't know. Maybe people leave. Maybe it's that kind of community where you just go in. I mean, I don't know.
That's fair. Okay, well, we'll just give him... Has it been a reasonable amount of time to assume that somebody would respond? Sure.
This has been good.
Okay, well, just... is there any visible lock on it or anything?
No.
All right, well, we'll just...
You open...
Bend down and just open it a bit.
And you start to pull, and it groans a little bit. It's kind of a heavy wooden, with like iron reinforced around the edges, kind of. And as you pull on it, there's a little bit of a kind of breeze that comes out, and you sort of let it go.
What was that?
I mean, you're asking me.
It you could see it like blew his hair, like his hair's a little askew. It kind of, and there was like sort of a moan or a like deep groan that came.
Well, I believe he's rented out a wind tunnel.
Did you hear that though? Did you hear a voice?
Yes, I heard a groan. I'm not sure what it is. That's curious.
Reasons to groan.
Should I try it again?
Sure. See if you hear it again.
All right, let's try it again.
You pull a little further this time, so it opens up a little more.
Maybe. Can you open it any further?
You can. You'd been like stopping, but
Am I stopping because it's scary and not because it's?
Well, there's like some breeze and like it's sort of unknown. Yeah, I mean it's not forcing it closed.
Well, it's been fine so far. A little wind never hurt anybody.
I don't know what else. It's either this or we leave it and then we ask people about the groaning cellar door behind the third house. I don't think that's going to do us much good.
That's fair. That's a very specific inquiry. Well, all right. Just at the ready, and let's open this baby up.
I'm gonna put a hand on my scimitars.
Gonna just kind of reach down and open it, like trying to lean back.
Again,
to the
as you
side.
kind of lean back and pull it open, the groan because you don't close it this time, it continues for a little bit, and then it kind of peters out, and the wind peters like. And now you've opened it, and there's like a staircase going down. It doesn't look like tiny, like you can't like see the whole thing in there. Look, there's a staircase leading down into this sort of cellar beneath this building, and you put the door to the side so it's like open.
Okay, well, looks like the house just needed to breathe a little bit. I'll go first. How about that? I'll start gingerly stepping down into the cellar.
Ducked under the overhang there.
I'll follow behind him.
Step down, and it's more space. You're surprised at how spacious it is. You sort of step down the stairs, and there's like a big kind of open space. There's several like dusty shelves on both the sort of left and right side walls, as if someone was storing stuff down here. It looks like, as many cellars are, like a place to sort of store excess goods and things, but it doesn't look like it's been used so recently. It's very dusty, sort of cobwebby down here. It looks like it goes forward for a little bit, and then it like pivots to the right, like the space kind of opens up, but you can't quite see the opened sort of part of the space.
Does it seem like nobody's come through this space, or just nobody's been using this room or moving things around?
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Actually,
is
that a
very
crit?
good. No, that's a 19 on the die. Okay, so that's gonna be a 23.
Great.
Nice.
Yeah.
As you're moving down, in terms of trying to pinpoint exactly what you're looking at, the shelving looks like it has not been like touched or moved at all in some time. You see no markings, like the dust has cleanly covered it. But if you look down at the floor with a little bit of the light behind you that's coming in from above, there's like several pairs of footsteps of different sizes that are making like marks in the dust on the floor.
Okay.
Here. So it looks like someone has passed through here more recently than it's been used as a storage cellar, if you had to guess.
Okay. Landry Beckett? It's Andre Lamont. Just dropping in to say hi. Nothing's wrong, you're not in trouble. Just heard you were in town and wanted to check in on you.
Monty, I don't think he's down here.
I don't either, but I'm just covering our bases. That doesn't quite sound like him. But it's been a while. Shall we continue?
Sure. Am I able to see further into the space?
Right now, it's a matter of like you need to like loop around, or you can see all the way to the
It's
wall. It like
just-
turns to the right.
It's just that
and
it's
you just
cut
can't. Yeah,
off.
you just can't see around the corners yet.
I'll just stay.
I have scimitars fully out at this point.
Just stay a ways back and just follow me. And I'll go ahead and creep around the corner, just sort of check.
And give me a perception check as you're sort of peeking your head around the corner there.
Come on, baby. Another 19. Let's go. Well, okay, so that's
What is this die?
Yeah, it's in hieroglyphs.
that's a 10.
Yeah.
They're written.
It has math
They're
on
in
it. It's
pretty
like 9 plus 7.
I gotta factor it out real quick.
What was it total?
A 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
So it looks like it does like a U bend. So there was like a very short hallway forward, and then you look around and it turns again. So you move around the corner, and then you peek down sort of a much longer hallway that looks like it opens up into a bigger space. And on the floor of this larger room that opens up, you can't see without stepping all the way down the hallway, but there's a pair of boots and legs in them that are like up on the floor at the end of this hallway.
All right. Well, there's somebody here. How's it going? How's it going, buddy? Landry?
Do you see him?
Well, let's see. I don't recognize his calves necessarily.
Hard to tell from here without.
It's hard to tell without a face.
I mean, I think we should just.
Just approach.
Yes.
Yes, we'll just approach.
You guys start a little further down the hallway. You can see sort of the boot and then a little leg, and it looks like a human leg. Like it's not colored in a way that makes you think, hobgoblin or tiefling or something that has an obvious
Oh, we can
coloration.
see some skin on him?
Yes, you can see like there's like the boot, and then there's a little bit of skin before the pant leg starts, like
Got
a
it.
little bit of the ankle.
Okay,
showing.
he's not just
not
walking
naked
around
with boots.
Okay, got it.
But also,
That's
like,
how I found easy.
if I'm describing it correctly, like horizontal, like whatever this is lying
Yeah.
on the ground.
Okay.
You're not seeing like standing boots here, so you're starting to see a little more.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up the pace as I'm realizing. Okay, this is somebody prone.
Yeah, it seems somebody who's like lying down on the ground there, and you start to move around the corner, and finally start getting a look at what's inside this room. But that's where we're gonna.
Come on!
Oh my goodness gracious.
Damn.
No.
Does Valis have definitely get killed in a horror movie?
It does have blue shingles on it.
So weird.
It's maybe a house that we've been into before.
Oh, wait.
Our bad.
Wait.
We've been down there.
Yeah.
No.
It was fine.
It was.
Nothing happened.
We're not gonna tell
Is
them.
this it's probably best if we avoid finding out about this. Probably.
Did you
We'll tell you
did
the
you
episode.
did you maim someone down there? Did you?
Oh.
Did you go,
Oh yeah,
did you
his
go
name
down
was
and-
Landry.
Did you go down and murk a certified circus fan?
You were cutting his throat. And he was like, "But I love the circus."
I'll never see the lions again.
I'm a patron of the art.
Oh my god.
I'll never see
Cancel my subscription.
Oh man.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
We have lots of things crisscrossing. I saw you guys looking at each other because I think you guys are also getting an idea that there's a lot of plot lines crossing over.
Wait, you guys were looking at each other?
Yeah.
With you two talking?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, that meant something to you?
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Oh, we've been playing one-on-one sessions for like months. It's not true. It's not true.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wish you'd name drop some stuff, but yeah.
I think this guy might have a plan.
What?
No, I'm just gonna keep everyone separate for 10.
Exactly. I look for Doxley. You don't find her.
She's not. A portal opens. You can push through it. Get out of here.
Oh my god.
Awesome job, everybody. Welcome back to the
Holy
town of
shit.
Brunkhollow. Thank you guys for your.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for having us.
Pleasure,
Yeah,
yeah.
just the beginning of the mysteries unraveling here, and I think as next episode's gonna be some more pieces being put together, which is gonna be good. And yeah, that's where we're gonna pick it up next time.
Would you have, if we had not gone in the cellar, would you have just been like, and that's where we ended?
No. I mean, we probably would have
If you
time
turned
for.
around
If we just been like, nope.
Well, if you had been like, this is maybe too spooky to go down ourselves, maybe I would have pivoted over to one other scene elsewhere. But yeah, we'll just pick up there and we'll pick up. We'll get them all.
Wow.
Now I gotta go back and watch everything. What the hell's going on with you guys?
Oh.
What do you know?
Yeah, where you said the blue shingle, was that after he was like 3 houses down?
Yup.
Yeah.
and-
Oh, yeah. Well,
I mean,
even with
sorry.
the pig guy.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was
Pigman.
the Pigman.
Pigman.
Was like,
yeah.
Love.
I was
he had
like,
to sneak past.
we
solved
probably should have
racism a little
escorted.
bit in this episode. So that's nice.
Wow, you really brought out the shoe knowledge. What the hell?
Yeah.
It's my random special
She got
skill.
the cobbler tool.
And-
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she has.
We were
cobbler.
and we were talking about it. We're like, these are actually kind of cool. I probably will never come up.
Yep.
In a place like Brunkhollow, of course it will.
You saw a
people to
racism and were
choose.
like,
Yeah.
I can defeat
I can,
that
yeah.
with the power of cobbler.
Classic.
Cobbling.
Oh my goodness.
I will cobble the races together.
I've repaired your soul and your soul.
And your soul.
Oh, God.
Hey, join the Discord and talk about this episode and more. Oh my gosh, but really though, the homebrew like D&D community sections have been off the
popping
freaking
off.
chains.
It's been a 500 message conversation over the
I
last
think
24
so.
hours. And
Nice.
Oh yeah, people
Yeah.
doing like homebrew content, people doing their dice, their minis. It's been awesome.
Check it
Freaking
out.
love it, man. Lowbrass Guy did 30 bits. Lowbrass Guy did 20 bits. Yes, I see your message. Nice Ross 69 bits. Thank you guys. Oh shit.
The bottle.
I drank from it. Is that okay?
It's okay.
Okay. Sorry.
I
It
did
was,
too.
It was acting.
And
thank
yes,
you.
you did get the idea that there's a little bit of vagabondism permeating throughout Brunkhollow with the absence of VODs.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mr. Quince.
Ooh.
All right,
Cheers,
cheers.
everyone.
Thank you,
Oh.
everyone.
We'll see you all next week. Thank you so much for joining us. And have a wonderful, wonderful week. And we'll join you same time next week, Sunday, 51. Let's do it.
51?
Happy Cinco.
51.
Happy 50th.
And happy birthday, Lo.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Good night.